Hello!
Hi.
Oh my god, here we are. Oh, okay. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Welcome In. That never gets better.
No.
You told me that, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess that's funny. And then you did it, and I was like, yeah, that was good.
Cool. That hurts. Hey everybody, welcome to our Sunday evening programming, the Battle of the Bards one-shot. You can see over here are our amazing bards, all of these fantastic content creators on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. These guys are the musicians. So real quick, I'm gonna just call out names, if folks can introduce themselves when I do, and then we'll go from there. So, Parker, you're first.
Hi, I'm Parker Bliss on all forms of social media.
All right, Birdie, how about you?
Hi, I'm Bertie the Bard. I go by Bertie the Bard, and on social medias, I'm Bertie the Bard.
Perfect. Shando, you're up, my friend.
I make TikToks.
Hi, I'm Shanda, the D&D mom. You probably know me from TikTok. I'm also the D&D mom everywhere else, and it's great to be here. Yay.
Weston?
I do not believe you at all.
Oh my god. All right, Weston, you're up, my friend.
My name is Weston. Go by Arcane Anthems. I write free RPG music for the D&D community, and I also make ridiculous cover songs, D&D covers of real life songs. Yeah.
All right, and last but not least, Denkles.
I'm the name explains itself. Not really, it doesn't. But you can find me on TikTok under Dinkles. I make a lot of raps and songs about things in D&D, how to play D&D. It rhymes pretty well, I think. And on Twitter, you can find me under Matt Dinkins.
All right.
That part didn't rhyme.
So, few quick announcements, and then we'll go over a few disclaimers about this format, and then we'll get right into the one-shot, everybody. So, quick announcements. Programming, we don't have anything tomorrow. Then we will be back on Friday with Rolling Tides at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then the following day, Saturday, we'll have Conundrum Company back. We had them off this weekend, but they'll be back. And we have a new start time, which I am immediately forgetting, but I'm slowly glancing at Parker because I trust
6
Parker.
6 p.m. EST.
6 p.m. Eastern. There you have it. From the person who actually knows what's going on. And then I don't think we have anything scheduled for that Sunday, but Monday we do have Highlight Heroes, featuring Blue Button, who is a fantastic member of the community, who plays in Conundrum Company, who does so many TikToks. Please come hang out with us for that. Other quick announcement, we, over here at the Welcome Inn, do support the Black Lives Matter movement. We're asking folks to donate to charities that support the protests currently going on. If you click on the yellow donate button below, that will take you to a list of charities that are still accepting donations. We did initially select a specific charity, but they're filling up so quickly because the community is so generous that we just decided to go to one of those resource lists. So please be cognizant of the charities you're donating to. Pay attention to that, because some of them aren't always what they seem. But please do consider donating to that cause. I think that's about it, everybody. Are we ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
Yay!
Hell yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, here we go. Quick disclaimers. This is a weird format. We are doing a Battle of the Bards. Rules may be strange. We may try and figure things out as we go. Some of our performers may in fact perform. Some may roleplay performing. Whatever it is, that's perfect and wonderful. We are not here to weigh these performers against each other in real life. The Battle of the Bards are between their characters. All of their characters are bards. So this is a 100% bard party, which is going to be interesting and unique. But just keep those things in mind as we move forward with our session. Now, you all recently received a invitation from the Empress of Radistock. It read, "For the first time since its construction 15 years ago, the Die Kaiserin Theatre is opening its doors to the general public. This extravagant venue will host some of the most exciting performers from across the continent of Guldag who will compete in a test of their creative talents. The winner of this grand battle of the bards will be granted the honored title of Bard de Kaiserin. That will be presented by the Empress herself, along with an award of 30,000 gold pieces and the sash of the Grand Bard. What exciting spectacles will the residents of Radistock pay witness to? Who will take home the title of Bard de Kaiserin? Such a grand event will certainly draw the attention of many of the continent's most important figures. Prepare yourself, one and all. By the Empress's will, the first battle of the Bards has begun. Our players find themselves behind a massive curtain. The gentle murmur of the audience can be heard barely through this dense fabric, which hangs from 3 stories above you. There are no lights. You sit currently in darkness. The other individuals a part of this grand competition standing to your left and right. You've been here before. You're all performers. You've been on various stages, but there is something special about how immense the Der Kaiserin Theater is. Its main hall stands at over 4 stories tall. Everything is gilded in gold. Complex lighting systems worked by magical operatives make it all run smoothly and efficiently. The stage itself is nearly 50 meters across and very, very deep, with multiple layers of curtaining, run by a huge hulking ogre who seems to be the only individual large enough to actually operate these pulleys and rope systems. It is only moments before the show begins. And as you settle your nerves and prepare to begin, you see a crack of light form as the curtain slowly begins to pull away, revealing the lights that have been shining on the curtain, which then fill through to you, lighting up 7 performers standing upon the stage.
It's 6.
It's 6. Oh, well, there are a couple of other performers that are not you all. Sorry. The first is Weston. Go ahead and describe your character for me.
Well, I am Tap Estowind. I am a silver dragonborn, clearly of high station. I have a bit of a purple robe with gold kind of inlays surrounding. The glasses, of course, as I carry a couple of books with me. And I am loaded to the teeth with a variety of different instruments. So it's very good to be here again. Remember the name, Tap Esterwind.
Standing next to the regal figure of Tap is a individual wearing a sort of toga. Birdie, go ahead and introduce your character.
Yes, wearing a very fine baby blue silk toga with long pink hair that reaches down to his waist and a very large pearl necklace is Zephaniah Anaris, known to his friends as Zeph, a world-renowned singer, dancer, and lover.
Okay, perfect.
I have no idea why this is the source of amusement to my fellow bards.
Standing next to Tap is a duo. The first is a larger figure, Shando.
Actually, just me.
Oh, okay.
You see a very tall, very ripped, dark green skinned, distinguished half-orc gentleman with a top hat, black velvet tailcoat, bow tie, carrying a very large, looks to be heavily laden trunk by a handle hanging at his side.
All right, all right.
Yes. He goes by the name Mr. Hyde.
Okay. Standing next to Mr. Hyde, then, is our fourth contestant, Viola. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Viola Oloran. A very tall, lithe figure, long blonde hair all the way down her back. striking green eyes and a red dress that just hangs perfectly across her form. No musical instruments to be seen, just her.
Standing next to Viola, there is an unassuming human male. He wears simple commoner's clothes. He steps forward and introduces himself as Zachariah Hames, in a sort of soft country accent. Hello, everybody. My name is Zachariah Hames. It's a pleasure to meet y'all. And then, finally, standing to the left of Zachariah, is a young woman with golden locks, a fairly simple but well-made dress, a sort of golden hue. Her name, as she steps forward, says, hello, my name is Madeline de Amistrat, and it is a pleasure to participate in this grand event. As you've all made your introductions, the audience has kind of quieted out, and a individual steps out in front of you all, apparently half-elven in nature with shorter but slightly pointed ears. A big black top of wild hair that kind of sweeps back. They strut with incredible purpose as they walk out onto the stage and say, hello and thank you, contestants. Thank you, thank you. My name is Marion Eletois, and I will be your host for this evening's grand event. Let's give one more big round of applause for all of these wonderful people here. I cannot wait to be a part of this all. And he just begins. And again. I don't know. That's my crowd apparently is very
Too
rowdy.
kind.
Arsenio Hall.
All right. Miriam kind of says, before we begin, I'd like to introduce our judges panel to you all. You can see them situated over to the far left of the stage. The first is the intimidating and powerful Valandris Galliadia. And he points towards a large, very light-skinned figure who's incredibly tall, almost humanoid in features, but there's a slightly glowing light and kind of radiating from their eyes. They just kind of give a nod. Secondly, I'd like to introduce Moot the Kobold. And a second judge, kind of, who is barely behind the table, kind of hops up onto the judge's table and gives a grand bow. They're wearing these big, kind of flowing robes which flourish outwards. And finally, our third judge, Elsa Orendal. And this human individual just kind of stands, gives a gentle bow and a smile before sitting back down. Our judges will be taking stock of each one of our performances. And boy, do you have some performances in store. There will be 3 rounds. Each performer will perform once per round, with their performance escalating in scale and grandiose and bravado over the rounds. There will be short intermissions between each round, at the end of which the Empress herself will step upon stage and grant the winner, predetermined by our lovely judges, the title of Kaiser, Grand Bard de Kaiserin. Now, without further ado, the curtains will close. You'll give us all a moment, and then our first performer will begin. And he steps back, and the curtains come swinging in, and you're all plunged into darkness for a moment before red sidelights kind of ping on to either side, filling that kind of backstage glow that I'm sure you're all familiar with. As the crowd kind of goes back to murmuring, you can hear it, just that vague from behind the curtain. You take a moment to look around, and you see Marianne kind of ushering you off just to step to the side. Come on, everybody, now. Off to the side, everybody. Yes. Take a moment to compose yourselves. If you haven't gotten to meet your peers, please feel free to introduce yourselves, but prepare for your acts. We'll be calling your names beginning in about 10 minutes. I believe we'll be starting with you, Tap, so get ready, all right? And with that, he kind of shuffles off of stage. And you are left for a few moments.
Well, I suppose I'm up first then. Rightly so. I hope you all can gather your minds for what you're about to view from me.
And what might that be?
Oh, I am going to surprise you, I think.
Are you a tap dancer?
Funny.
It was
Do my
genuinely
shoes look
impressive.
like tap shoes? I don't think so. No,
Having
of
never
course
performed
not.
something as pedestrian as tap, I wouldn't know.
Oof. And all the tap dancers leave the chat.
Oh my god! You guys are vicious on
No,
the
again, I don't want to ruin the surprise.
I'm sure whatever it is quite impressive.
Or so you would have us believe.
Yes, I would. Quite. I do have a little bit of preparation to do. I'll see you all later.
And I'm going to give you all order of performance now, just in case you have anything you want to do. So we will begin with Zap, followed by Mr. Hyde, followed by Viola, and then Zeph. And then Zachariah will perform, and then Madeline. So, let me write that order down so I remember.
I don't know if I'm happy about going last or daunted.
All right, guys. So, any other conversation you'd like to have before we proceed immediately into the performance?
A DM, should I be telling you what I want? Like, should I save that until I actually go on stage to tell you what my preparation is? Or should I tell you my preparations now?
Is your preparation going to give spoilers to your grand entrance? Because if so, you
Yes.
don't have to. Okay, so you don't
Okay.
have to. I'll figure it out as we go. Again, guys,
Great.
this is a really weird format. Welcome to the jungle. So, if you're ready, you now see Miriam kind of shuffle up to you in all of this extravagance and just say, Tap, are you ready to perform? If so, please.
Oh, I am. And what she observes is Tap setting up multiple instruments. So he has one instrument. It's kind of it almost looks like a small cello, a small 6-stringed cello, set up next to one chair, and he sets down like a pan flute on the other side of the stage, and he himself is holding a lute in his hands, and he walks out on stage.
Okay. And as you walk out onto stage, again, the curtains sweeping out, the crowd silencing as the spots turn to your instruments positioned across the stage. Everyone goes quiet. The judges lean forward, ready for you to begin.
Tap reaches out one hand in the air, and then you notice the instrument, the cello-like instrument on the side, stand up, and a bow appears from behind the cello and begins to play itself, as I have prepared Unseen Servant, who is playing this cello part. And the pan flute, he goes to the other side, and you see a single hand start to pick up the pan flute. I'm sorry, that's reversed. You get it. Pick up the pan flute, and the pan flute starts to play as I've also cast Mage Hand to start playing the flute over there. How it's blowing air out of it, you don't know. And then lastly, I start to play this lute and this tune. And then my voice echoes. I'm a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Acting stupid. What's happening? Whoa. What's happening? I'm a savage. And this performance starts to build and kind of crescendos out. All the instruments, then he drops his arms down and they all fall back. And he takes his bow. And gathers his instruments and walks off the stage.
And you see, as you turn to walk off the stage, there's a moment of like, huh, and then it turns into, and a few of the judges.
They're clapping for me to my competitors backstage. That is how you do performance. Good luck.
Very impressive, very impressive. Miriam walks out on the stage. Everybody tap! What a magnificent display. I look forward to what we're going to see in the future. Now prepare yourselves for our next contestant. And he ushers out Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde walks out onto the stage, kind of opens his chest with one hand, holds up his trunk with another, and kind of produces from the side of the stage a small chair, drags it out to the middle of the stage, kind of arranges the chair, places the trunk onto the chair, turns back to the audience, gestures again, flips open the trunk with a flourish, and then presents from the trunk a ventriloquist dummy. Sticks the arm right up in the back there. Hello, everybody. I am Mr. Hyde, and this is my good friend, Dr. Metal. Doctor, would you like to say hello to this wonderful audience?
See the small little ventriloquist puppet wave its arm and say, "Of course! Hi, everybody! My name is Dr. Metal." Mr. Hyde, would you like to hear some jokes?
I would love to hear some jokes, Doctor.
Well, I would love to tell some. Laughter is the best medicine, after all. If a barbarian has 10 gold pieces and the rogue steals half of it, what does the rogue take?
I don't know. What does the rogue take, Doctor?
I'll tell you what it takes. It takes 1d12 slashing damage.
Ah,
I got another one for you. What's a
Oh.
cleric's favorite hot drink?
I don't know. What is it?
Divinity. I tell you, it's crazy half these times. I don't even know where these jokes are coming from.
I love it.
One last
Do you-
one for you. This is gonna
Okay.
make the whole thing worth it. I promise. So why was the gnome artificer embarrassed when his clockwork crocodile stopped working?
I don't know. Why?
He had erectile dysfunction.
Jesus Christ.
No. Jesus.
Well, Dr. Metal, those were wonderful jokes. I hope the audience has all enjoyed your very nice sense of humor. Everyone, thank you. This is Dr. Metal. I'm Mr. Hyde. Have a wonderful evening.
Goodbye, everyone.
I'm going to grab the suitcase off the chair and I'm going to walk back off the stage.
You see Moot is like again up on the desk like woohoo! But in the exact same instance, Valandras is just like a mockery of the stage. Okay, beautiful. Mirren walks out and just goes, I don't think I've ever quite seen anything like that upon our stage. Our stage. We're off to a very good start, my friends. But up next, prepare yourself, hold on to your hats, for it is Viola! And he, again, gestures to.
She's just going to make her way onto the center of stage, acknowledge the judges, open her arms. She's going to cast Minor Illusion, and there's going to be just a steady drum beat underneath as she begins to sing. Che farò senza origine, dove andrò senza il mio ben? Che farò, dove andrò, che farò senza il mio ben? And that continues for about 2 minutes, as she tells the love story of Orpheus and Eurydice.
Elisa Orendal is just wiping a tear from her eye as you finish. Again, loud applause for you as you step away from the stage. Mirren sweeps back in. Oh my gosh, just Right at your heartstrings, right at your heartstrings. But up next, my friends, we have the fantastic and incorrigible Zeph. Bows out, opening the stage to you.
You don't see Steph enter the stage. Instead, the candles dim, and as Zeph places a needle on a gramophone, a very ghostly choral song begins to play throughout the hall. The curtains fall back, and a single glowing figure appears on stage as I cast dancing lights to form the body of a person. Stepping forward through this body, you see Zephaniah, silhouetted with the light standing behind him. Yes. This evening, I will regale you with the story of how Arathis defeated the betrayer gods and created the race of men. And the music begins to swell as he steps forward. The light splits into 3 distinct orbs and coalesce on stage into a more devilish-looking humanoid. He pulls from behind his back a short spear with a long blade, and he begins this dance, which is very sort of violent and jerky, but still in its own way beautiful, as it's almost as he engages in combat with this figure. After a short while of this, he thrusts the spear into the glowing figure, and the figure dissipates again into the 3 orbs, which coalesce around his hand, spinning in rotation. He steps to the front of the stage, places his hand on the ground like a gardener planting a seed. The glowing orbs coalesce into a single point and rise into the form of what we now call today a human.
And again, just silence moving into like awe as everybody is like, and you do see Valen, who's been very much like kind of just quietly scrutinizing, is like actually giving you a like, all right, very good. Valendress, excuse me, as you close out and step away from the stage. Up next, shuffles in Zachariah, still wearing the same simple attire. He very quickly steps to the center of the stage. It's haunting how quiet the room goes, almost curious as to why this person is here. He doesn't feel like he fits in, there's no elegance or suave to him. He crosses his hands behind his back quietly, shoulders slumped forward slightly, and then he gently begins to sing. It's a quiet song that begins to swell upwards, getting louder and louder as it works into this mournful, wailing tone, telling in simple common the tale of a sailor lost at sea and his lover waiting for him. And he seems to reach volumes and pitches that are quite incredible and quite impressive, as the contrast of him standing there alone with only the sorrow of his voice brings forth a sort of its own spectacle for the crowd. And the common folks who are, again, not used to this grandiose space really seem to, like, be engaged and drawn into it, and they're applauding loudly, like, very, very excited, as the song comes to this long, drawn-out single low note, this very much bass that fades into nothing. And he just quietly gives a single nod and then shuffles off of the stage, returning back to the side of the stage. And again, there is cheers and applause. All of the judges are kind of nodding, not anticipating that performance or showing from this individual. Now, lastly, steps forth Madeline. Madeline has taken the dress away and is wearing essentially a sort of leotard, patterned in gold, and she begins to step forward and enters into a series of, it's a very much simple stance, but she begins to bend and contort. And then that contortion shifts into a dance as music swells in from behind, and an orchestra that had been coordinated joins in with strings, and it becomes this contortion into a sort of strange swirling dance. And as she hits this climax of the dance, these ribbons release in a flourish around her, running all the way down her sleeves, and it becomes a spinning tornado, and the music increases and increases, and the spin continues and continues down and around the stage, coming back around and then finally settling. And again, as the music dies, there is applause, not quite as loud or as energetic as the other performance, but applause nonetheless. And she kind of awkwardly stands and bows, and thank you, and then shuffles off the stage. And Miriam walks back and says, "Thank you all. This has been our first round of performances, and how exciting it has been. We'll be taking a short interlude now, approximately 20 minutes, for our competitors to prepare and to consider their steps moving forward, to rest and rehydrate. But we'll be back soon. Don't forget to get some snacks from the lobby, and have an excellent evening." And again, the curtains shut, and the red lights flicker on for the backstage. A few more lights come on as Marion shuffles back to you. The whole group, Zachariah and Madeline, are both standing with you all, kind of side stage as they walk, and just say, "Excellent job, all of you. Excellent job. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Wonderfully done. Now, DM, I would like you all to roll each a performance check for me with advantage. Every single one of you worked in some really cool elements in very unique and different ways. Denkles and Shando, you guys can roll with advantage independently to each other, because that's also kind of a cool part of your joint thing. And then just everybody give me what you rolled on your performance checks for this, and we'll go forward.
That would be a natural 20 plus 7.
Oh my god.
I believe it.
Why?
The first one was a 6, so I'm glad we had advantage.
Okay. Who else? What do we got, guys? What do we got?
I have a
25.
16 for tap.
Tap has a 16.
I got 13 plus 8.
Zeph got 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Making me do math. 21, that's minus a point. I'm kidding.
That's my bad.
Mr. Hyde, what about you, my friend?
25.
25. Good God, this is a party of bards, huh? And then, how about you, Dr. Metal?
17.
17. The good doctor with a 17. And then... Okay.
The chat is going crazy for Parker right now.
Look at that 20s. Hey, thank you for the nat 20, guys. Behave yourself, camera. All right. Now, during the intermission, you see the judges come back and they begin to converse briefly with Marion. It's a short conversation. They hand him or them a sheet of paper, and they step back out onto the stage. The curtains don't draw for this. He steps through a small crack, and you can just hear him calling out this kind of loud, projective voice filling the room as he shares the current judges' standings with the room. It says, "Despite his best efforts and a fantastic performance, we currently have Tap sitting in last place. Followed by the wonderful Madeline. After that, we have Zeph sitting in a solid 4th place. In 3rd place, we have the average of Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll's score. And in 2nd place, we have Zachariah. Currently sitting in 1st place, we have Viola. And you hear, like, there's some, like, boo! Bring back the puppet guy! And, like, but you also hear some, like, yeah! Yeah!
Bring back
Hey, DM.
Yeah.
I am looking at this puppet very suspiciously. Is there anything that I can do to figure out what the heck is going on?
Can we all do that?
Anyone who would like
I'm
to inspect the
very
puppet, please roll investigation. Shando, Shando and Deckles, how would you guys like to respond to this scrutiny from your peers?
Oh no.
Well, I've been periodically like whispering in my puppet's ear, and then having him whisper into my ear and be like, "Oh, that's very interesting, Doctor. I really liked that act there with the singing. What did you think?" Yes, I agree. So I'm gonna say I'm looking at people, but I'm trying to make it seem like I'm not
Okay. So
looking
roll-
at people because I'm very protective
So
of
you're-
my puppet.
You're like deceiving them, just trying to make them. So go ahead and roll deception against everybody else's investigation.
That's my best skill.
Do I need
Never
to
get
assist?
that.
Can I assist her in any way with me?
Well,
Yeah, can he help?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll with advantage because such a convincing performance from your companion.
Natural 20 plus 9.
Holy heck.
in
Okay.
fairness, we're all dummy thick bards. Your charisma was always going to be our intelligence. That was never in question.
Hey, my intelligence is pretty high, all right?
I got a 22. Yeah, I don't see.
I got a 23, but
I'm
that's
just
not quite
mildly
good enough.
creeped out.
If you don't believe me, I got it right.
Viola's just creeped out.
This
Jeez.
is D&D.
Thank you, D&D
We
Beyond.
believe you.
Not a sponsor. What did
Yes.
Did
Not
Zeph roll?
yet.
I rolled a 12,
12?
so no.
Okay. Okay.
But I would like to go and speak to Mr. Hyde once this is complete.
All right. Well, Zeph, at this current juncture, you're too busy admiring yourself, I assume. But the others who are looking, it's just eerie. This creature is eerie. It's almost like it's alive, but you can't peg it. It just, it's a dummy. It's ventriloquism dummy.
That dummy there, Mr. Hyde, is quite interesting. How do you make it with one hand? Are there contraptions inside of it? How is it pulling its arms up and down with you have a single? How does that work?
I'd like to jump in as Dr. Metal, pretending that Shando's talking for me, or Mr. Hyde is talking for me. And I'll say, well, that's none of your business, buddy. You gotta buy me dinner first before you ask questions about what's inside me.
I
Oh, okay.
agree, Doctor. That is pretty presumptuous.
You ever heard of
Can I ask a method
doctor-patient
question?
confidentiality? I could break the law. I could get arrested for that. Why are you prying?
No, but you're not Wait, why am I even talking to you?
No.
Listen, Dr. Hyde.
You're talking to me. You started the conversation.
Get out of my face! What? Stop it!
That's a good point.
I can't move.
Okay.
Can I ask an out-of-character question?
Yes.
During the performance, Denkles and Shando slightly talked over each other. Did that actually happen in real life? Where Mr. Hyde and Mr. Metal talked
Really
over each
good.
other.
Really
That
good.
wouldn't be intentional.
But did it
But
happen?
it
Go
could
ahead.
be.
I tell you what, go
my-
ahead and
Okay.
roll another deception for me, you two. As everybody's
Okay.
now watching you and you're like running this act back and forth. And then we're. Go ahead.
And while Dr. Metal is talking, I'm like doing fake ventriloquist mouth.
Okay. I'll give
Okay.
again advantage on it, but only one of you gets to roll the deception this time. So
I can
Okay,
roll it, 'cause I'm doing the talking. You
Okay,
roll
go ahead.
20, so. Okay, that's going to be an unnatural 20. So
okay.
12 plus 8.
So everybody who is scrutinizing them, one more. I'm gonna make it an insight check this time.
That's a 9 from me.
9. Okay.
I'm not
Or-
very wise.
We're rolling insight against them?
Insight. Yes, you're now rolling insight against this theoretical fake object.
Slutty 20.
Okay. That's a meets it beats it from Viola.
15.
Okay, Viola. You're getting something from this, but you're not sure what. And what that is up to Denkles and Shando to share. However
I'm just
much.
gonna. So, Mr. Metal, if
Excuse
you
me,
can
it's
talk-
Dr. Metal. He did not
I
spend
apologize,
8
ma'am.
years in ventriloquist puppet school to be
It's hard
called
work.
Miss. Thank you
I
very much.
apologize, Dr. Metal and Mr. Hyde, not the other way
Yeah.
around. So, if you can talk completely by yourself, why do you need Mr. Hyde's hand up your anus?
Well, if you have eyes and can perceive, it's not. It's in my back. Why are you on my back about all these questions?
Then why do you need the hand in your back if you can talk by yourself?
Why do you wear a toga? It's life. Let life be its own
Because
thing.
my toga is very flattering.
Oh,
And so is Mr. Hyde.
You're.
You know what? I can't argue with the logic.
Are
Have a
they
good day, Dr. Miller.
jealous? Do you think they might be jealous, Doctor?
I think they're jealous.
I agree.
You did place higher than them.
As
That's all
Talking?
Viola says.
as Viola says that, there is a pop, and then everything goes black around you all, as
Okay.
a circle of magical darkness fills the space around you. It happens for only an instant, but as it occurs, you hear a high-pitched scream. The darkness almost immediately fades back in, seeming to vanish on a single point. And as you look around you, Zachariah lays dead. A large club positioned on the floor to one side. Apparently, while you were all engaged in this dialogue, a murder has occurred.
Giles, my wine.
It wasn't
Viola
me, I
screams.
swear. That club is far too big. Where did it even come from?
I'm gonna jump in and say, help! Is there a doctor? Someone! Help! Is there a doctor nearby? There's been a murder!
Madeline is
Giles,
standing.
My wine.
Madeline is standing next to Zachariah's body, and is just pale beyond compare, and is just shaking in terror. As this club is probably about 4 or 5 feet long, just rests, and there is a clear bludgeoning blow across the back of his skull. No insight check, investigation check needed. Blood along the length of the club.
Where?
DM, can I maybe look above to see if there's anything that was suspending the club, or if there's giant ogre footprints?
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
That's a 14, because I only roll 8s.
Okay. As you look around, you look up at... No, that's rough. Sorry. As you look up at the catwalk, the catwalk here seems to be empty at this juncture. There's no ropes hanging from it that you can perceive from where you are. Madeline is still making a now very low pitch noise. Viola, I think you said let out a scream as well.
Yeah.
There is a ogre standing about 15 feet just off to the stage. It's the one who's been running the curtains. It's a huge, hulking figure, and he's kind of just standing there watching it all go down. As Miriam rushes over. Mark, what is going on? What has happened? I was gone for a few minutes. I was just speaking with the judges.
Pretty sure the ogre just killed one of our contestants.
Claw?
We don't know that at
What do
all.
you mean? There's a giant club on the ground. There's a giant... Can you lift it?
I can't. Viola's walking over to Madeline and pulling her away from wherever the dead body is.
She's just shaking in terror as...
Pretty obvious, right?
Did you see anything?
Who?
You,
Me.
Madeline.
Oh, Madeline.
Madeline.
Oh, sorry. It went dark. It was terrifying. Everything was dark. There was a thud.
Oh,
and
you
then-
don't see in the dark, do you?
You
Oh.
do?
Oh, yes.
I'm not sure. And she's starting to... She kind of waves back and forth a little bit. Miriam makes a beeline towards the ogre. Stop! What is the meaning of this? Was this you? And the large ogre just goes, that is not what I do. I pull rope. Rope goes down and up. I not hit small man seem pointless. And Marion goes, just look, smoking gun. Blarp.
That, top-notch security. Really good.
Well, that's the problem. We have excellent security, which means it was somebody in this space. This cannot go wrong for us. All right?
I mean, I think it went worse for him, but okay.
The Empress...
What
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There are, I suppose, many magics that could have held it aloft.
We certainly
DM.
have seen quite a few interesting feats of unseen magic holding things aloft.
Are you blaming me for this?
I just don't see why you have to blame this poor ogre when you have no evidence whatsoever of him doing anything but pulling a curtain rod. I'm
Well, he's
just
the only
gonna
one who
like,
could lift it.
I'm just going to like make a very protective motion around Dr. Metal and sort of step away from everybody.
That's
As my manservant, sorry.
uncomfortable.
As my manservant jars rise in my wine, I turn to Mr. Tap and I say, "You were very quick to spring to action as soon as the lights threw up. And you are the one who suggested that magic might be able to hold it aloft. I would have known nothing of the sort."
Well, I'm trying to figure it out. What is the problem? Are you honestly considering that I was the one who lifted this giant club?
I'm not considering anything, darling. I'm just enjoying the drama.
You are in last place.
Oh.
You know that's not how competitions work. You can't just kill them and then you win.
He was
Well,
talking to...
Technically,
well,
you could.
All right,
I'm
all
just
right.
going
Look,
to...
this is enough. Look, I don't know who's done it. The show has to go on. This has to go perfectly. We cannot let people know that this has happened.
Do you have a necromancer on hand because your second place person is dead?
He fell ill. Look, just... Glop, come, help me move this body to the back room, all right?
Fall ill and a club fell on his head.
Or was smashed onto his head? I side-eye the ogre. Clearly it was... How are you not
Are there-
seeing this?
My name is...
Are there
Glop.
any other people who are strong enough to pull the rope?
I don't think so unless any of you have incredible ogre-like strength.
In that case, the ogre has to stay. The ogre is out of the question. He's not a suspect. We need him to pull the rope.
Now, I don't...
The ogre... Well, I don't feel comfortable with a giant ogre. We can just leave the curtain open.
As you're discussing, Marion has now gone to the corpse, and Glorp has walked up, and Glorp kind of grabs it by one leg, and is just kind of like... and Marion like tries to pick it up, and it's...
Why are you moving the body? I feel
poor-
like that's part of a crime.
Glorp turns
That
around with the like...
Oh, boy.
Oh, you want to go in back room, though?
Sure, you have a blanket or something that we could, stage lighting. You could easily, allude to that not being there.
I put it down.
I'm not
No.
the boss. I'm a puppet.
Don't drop it.
Oh, well, that was graphic. Yeah.
Marion's like, oh
is not
my god,
what I-
Glop, what is wrong with you?
This is not at all what I signed up for. So, the show must go on. Is that what we're doing?
This could be any of us.
Well,
We could be held aloft in the air. Maybe I should stay in last place. I wouldn't want to get bopped on the head.
you'd have to get out of last place first.
That
You know-
is a good point. She makes a good point. You have to be good to be out of last place.
I'd
I
rather
didn't say
be
it
in
that
last
blunt.
place than dead.
Well,
I'd rather be dead than be in last place. I'm completely not in agreement with you there.
oh.
Dr.
Okay.
Metal, what would you like to do? Do you want to stay or do you want to...
Go now?
Well, did we have much else to
I
do?
like that was good.
Hmm.
It would be wonderful to win this award. I just don't want anything bad to happen to you, or me, or any
True.
of these other fine performers.
Yeah, just keep an eye on the dragon guy. He seems a little bit weird.
Yeah.
And by weird, I mean murderous.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
With the club still there, can I determine like what kind of wood or what efficiency in nature?
Absolutely, please feel free to roll.
To kind of figure out where it was from.
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely. And as you're doing this now, Marion is working with Glarp to move it out. Ooh, we got you lagging a little bit there, Weston.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh dear.
He said he was
I'm at 88 now.
One more time for me, my friend. Curse you, internet!
Darn it.
Curse you.
He's dead, Jim.
All right. Well, while we're waiting on that to happen, and you do see Tap kind of duck down and begin inspecting this large, apparent murder weapon, Glarp, a little more gingerly this time with the support of Miriam, begin moving Zachariah's corpse into a back room. There he is. Weston, welcome back. We missed you, my friend.
Hey. Okay, so I rolled a 1, because that's what I do.
Sure.
Plus 6 in nature, so a 7.
Poor Weston. Okay. As you're inspecting the club, it's definitely made of wood. It's big and heavy. There's blood on kind of one end in the imprint of contact with somebody's skull. It's like it's fairly heavy as you shift it. Like, it certainly would be very, very unwieldy for most individuals.
Well, this could have been from anywhere. It's just a big club. It's a very common wood. There's no distinguishable markings on it at all.
It occurs to me that if it's so heavy, one wouldn't need to wield it, one would simply need to lift it and drop it.
I didn't see anything up there.
Well, they don't necessarily have to drop it from a height. Drop it, just lift it above your head.
None of us
Really
can
honest,
do that, though.
I can't do that.
I cannot do that either.
No, that's not my thing.
So we have a weightlifting competition. Anyone who can lift the club is a suspect.
Absolutely, we are not going to. That's so obvious to also you can just purposely fail.
And I could get a blister. That'd be silly.
You should have calluses by now. How many instruments do you play?
Well, I personally don't play very many, but I've figured out how to make others play them. These hands should never be calloused. Feel how soft they are.
Please do not touch.
Yes.
No, come on. Somebody
fine.
feel my hands.
Those are very
don't be
soft
afraid
hands.
of the claws. The claws are fine.
What do you use to moisturize?
Thank you. Yes, you see,
Bro,
there's a very rare oil that comes from the near mountainside, and it's a yellow flower, and underneath the flower there's a bit of pollen. You mix that pollen with another bit of honey, but it's a very specific kind of honey. It's comes from a clover, and the bees are quite large.
Miriam walks up. All right, enough. Come on, it's time to begin. What are you doing?
Giles, if you do
man has
write
been
down
murdered.
every single word of that, you are fired.
I'm sorry, sir. Hold on.
Good.
Got it. Honey, goat, cheese. Done.
Big ass
That's
bees.
not it.
We'll talk later.
Honey, go choose a big ass bee.
He's all smelling like goat cheese.
All right. So, Miriam walks up. Look, any further grand revelations, or do we? We've got 2 minutes before Tap. I believe you're up first again. Actually, no. We'll inverse the order. Madeline, and he looks over at Madeline, who is just still shivering. All right. Madeline will go last. Zachariah's dead. Zeph, you'll be first.
Fantastic.
And he's
Mr. Hyde, I have a question. Just before we start this thing, are there any stage doors on the floor that someone could have absconded to or something?
That's a good question. Maybe we should look around a little bit while our friend is on stage.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me, and we'll reconcile. If you guys are wanting to do some things while behind stage, we'll keep it limited because you wouldn't want to interrupt the performance. But let's do that right now, and then we'll go into the performance round 2.
I'm going to check the floor to see if there's anything there.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
So both of us will look around.
Okay. And if anyone is joining them.
The only thing that Viola wants to know is what she got from the Meets It Beats It. Does she know that the puppet is a person?
She's certain it's not a puppet.
Cool. Just curious.
My investigation.
I can just DM you really quick if you need to.
You are welcome to share whatever you want, Dinkles. A 7? Okay.
What did you get, Doctor?
Well, the analysis just came in, and I got a 17.
A 17, okay. As you're looking around, Dr. Hyde, you're like, I mean, there's some cracks. And Dr. Jekyll, you kind of, as you're pointed in that direction, you're like, yeah, these are...
Over there!
Surface doors. Which would lead to the subsection, the orchestral pit.
I think it might be worth our time to check this out.
Quite true.
Do we have time before the next round of performances, or do we need to wait?
The second, I think... All right, really quick. I can stall for a minute. I'll go stand on stage, take a look, just... But you've got 5 minutes tops, and anything else will have to be at the second intermission.
I'll be as quick as his legs will let me go.
I'm losing my mind. All right, and he goes out onto the stage.
You're not alone.
We're gonna run over to the set of doors.
Okay, and they are a trap door. They're not locked, so as you swing it open, it's kind of like a sloped ladder that leads down into storage areas. You could see, even just looking down, like hints of various theatrical staging elements. So cutouts of hills and somebody's tree costume from 1948 that like some poor kid had to wear during their performance, that sort of thing. But it's dark down there. There's this dim glow coming from where you can assume is the pit, a ways down the hallway, but that loops out and back towards the front of the stage, which is at this range kind of far off, probably about 80-90 feet.
Okay. I'd like to head in there. Is anybody else following us?
Just creeped out.
No, I'll stay out here with the people. Not that it helped me last time.
Okay. If no one is coming with us, then once we get down into the pit where no one can see, I'm going to put Dr. Metal down.
Okay.
I think if we...
You're doing that just completely out of sight, right? Like you step out of the... Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I won't make you roll
Let's look
stealth.
around together, my friend.
Okay.
So you want stealth for that?
Go ahead and roll stealth. What is everybody's passive or perceptions?
Passive perception.
14.
Not high. 11.
11. Good.
It's 17.
17. Okay. So you guys are.
I don't roll stealth or just.
Oh, sorry. I need the stealth from Matt from Dinkles.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
Yeah,
Doctor, you
12,
are being stealthy as well.
Only the people who know. That's good.
Okay, good. So you're both kind of slip down the hallway, walking towards. You can hear again the shuffling of musical paper. There are some side rooms. Again, big storage areas. You see extra chairs there. You see coils of rope. You see extra strips of curtain and run and tassel. You see all kinds of theater things. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Any evidence of someone recently moving through here, perhaps in a hurry, things shoved out of the way, seemingly out of place?
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation for me. You could both roll those independently.
Not great, Bob. 10.
Not great either. That's a 4.
Okay. You're not...
Detectives, we are not.
I'm a doctor. I am a doctor.
Yeah.
It's not a detective doctor.
So as you make your way down this kind of eerie hallway, you can hear almost directly above you Miriam, walking across the stage. As you reach the end, you kind of duck. You don't see anything shift or moved. Nothing looks bumped over. As you look to the left, you do see this sort of strange lift platform that leads to a trapdoor, which apparently goes straight into the stage itself, like a raised lift to bring people up onto the stage of the theater. But you don't find anything untowards or that would raise alarm to you.
How close, can I tell how close this lifting platform would lift to where the body was found.
So
You
the
know what I'm saying?
platform would lift straight to center stage. So you guys were off stage, so
Okay.
probably like 50, 60 feet off of each other, like a pretty good distance away from each other. Good question.
Okay, Doctor, I do not see anything useful. Are you satisfied?
Believe so. Do you think the you said with the path going down, it went to like you go down and then it's like the orchestra and then just like a hallway still going?
Yeah,
And then it wraps around to the other side of the stage?
exactly. Yeah, it's like an underrun. Then it comes
That's
Okay,
a long
well, how-
distance to clear. Do you think they might be in the band? If there are orchestra people still down there, right? Band members?
No, it's empty pit.
Oh,
Oh,
no, there,
okay.
there are a few. So Madeline had an orchestra component to her performance, and there are a few individuals down there shuffling through papers. They
Oh.
seem none the wiser at this point, and they're just kind of
Okay.
chilling out. Just with your glance in there.
All right,
One of them kind of
I'm
looks over your
good.
shoulder and goes,
that should be
Okay. Hop up here, my friend. I want to go all the way through and back up that ramp to the other side of the stage. Just quick look and come out
You-
that side.
You emerge on the second side of the stage. This side is smaller than the other side. You get the feeling like the back halls and everything lead from to the other side to dressing rooms, storage rooms, and things like that. This side is a small opening where people can exit stage, and then all of the runway and rigging that leads up to the catwalks is here. So there's a metallic spiral staircase that leads up to the catwalk proper. So you do kind of ascertain the only way to get to the catwalk would be from this side of the stage.
Interesting. That might be a good place to check out, but I don't know if I'm comfortable with either of us going up there without anybody knowing.
And you,
Yeah.
as you say that, Miriam kind of steps back through the curtain, looks to the right, and says, "We're starting." And he heads back over to the other group to join them. He's not able to
Oh,
say-
Miriam. Oh, Miriam.
Yes, Tim.
I wouldn't mind going first again if you wouldn't. You know, it might benefit me to have that bit. Would that be all right?
Sure, certainly. Yes, please, somebody do something on the stage. Please, go, have a...
I'll go right now.
And he's just like, he's sweating.
That breathes a sigh of relief.
From his
As
All right. We'll just do the same order as last time. That's fine. With minus the dead person and Jesus Christ.
You keep bringing it up.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
I'm not
know.
gonna
do you
go.
think there's going to be another death?
No, it's going. There's. Excuse me. No. Right.
Paco, that was pretty suspicious.
You think I'm suspicious?
No, the toga boy asking about more murders.
Oh, thank God.
I'm simply concerned that there seems to be some suggestion that there could be another one.
I do not feel comfortable standing next to these folk.
You have your hand stuck in the back of what I can only assume is a small metal man. I do not want to be anywhere near you either.
Great.
I'll have you know, good sir, I am a doctor.
He is.
You are a small metal man who is a doctor.
I would like to kind of
Fighting is helpful.
have my back up to the closest thing to a wall while everybody else is.
Enough. We have to have somebody on stage now. Come on.
All right.
Tap.
Okay,
Come on.
I'm
Tap,
going.
go.
Like pushing.
Settle down, everybody.
Good.
Tap is gonna walk out on stage. Again, he's going to have the six-stringed cello-like instrument stands up on its own, and it starts playing this song, this kind of low, reverberating tone, almost like it's like out of tune a little bit. Down, down, and then he's gonna start 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch me. Level up. Level up. Level up, level up, level up, level up. Level up, level up, level. And while I'm doing this, I'm trying to get everybody kind of looking, getting them entranced, I'm gonna cast Bane on some of my fellow bards as I'm congregating this song.
Oh
Do
my
not.
god!
You have to be
Okay.
able to see us. Are you looking at us?
Oh, I look over to the side. I can see you. You're in my vision. You're right up to the stage, right? You're right up to the side.
Judges are
I'm
rolling
okay.
perception on this as well.
I'm off stage, but yeah.
Yes. And then
We can
Bane
make, so we can make
is
saving throws.
saving throws. Wisdom or Constitution? right?
Charisma.
Charisma.
It's charisma.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Go ahead and make those. Oh, your charisma saving throws on a bunch of bards should be interesting.
Who knows?
21.
And I also need a sleight of hand from you, Weston.
Okay.
24.
Jeez, you guys.
18.
18. Well,
It also
That
lasts a
was
minute, so you only
rude.
would have affected the next person.
Rude.
It's true.
say I cast it at the end of my thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
ready.
There. I got
Alright.
14. So you
So
probably
what
got
was
me.
our DC on that sucker?
It was 14 actually.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
meets
Yeah.
it, meets it.
Oh no. Can we tell?
Yes, so that's a question. Does the spell dictate whether
It does
the...
not say that they can tell.
Okay, so
Target fails a save. The target must. It doesn't say that they know. It's not like a charisma. It's not like a
Just
charm
got the
person
verbal,
or anything.
all those things. That's it.
Well,
So-
I'm already talking, so it's.
Yeah, so I was like, it's
I-
pretty. You did it.
I would like a sleight of hand from you, Weston.
You would have had to, drop a blood apparently is the material component.
Sure.
Did you just flick blood at
Craig
me?
finger.
You don't flick it at them, do you? It's just.
Maybe.
No, it's-
No.
I don't know.
Who knows? I didn't make up the spell.
Well, again, in my efforts to make worse rolls every single time, I rolled 6 plus sleight of hand, so that's a total of 9.
Oof. All right, so as you attempt to cast it, everyone seems to shrug it off. None of your contestants, as you look over, seem to be taking it or noting. But as you look over to the left at the judges' table, most of the judges are sitting quietly, but Moot is just like,
Level up. You level. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone. And he's gonna
I
walk
would
up
die
the
for
stage.
Moot.
Perfect.
all right, I'm going to have you roll your performance right now for me for Tap, if you don't mind.
Okay. Natural 1.
Oh,
I'm telling you,
I'm
I'm really bad at these rolls. I'm just telling you right now.
Tap is my
Dice
favorite
jail.
character.
Natural 1 plus 8, 9. So a 9.
dice jail.
Boy, my boy.
Oh, these are all different dice. It doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
These have all been different dice.
Oh no.
Someone get this man some cock dice.
we
Get this man some weighted dice.
this is bad. Like,
This is
Tried to tell you all. This is real. Like, it's just. I'm cursed.
bad.
It is cursed.
okay. All right. With that, it does move on to the dynamic duo then. Mr. Hyde
Okay.
and Dr. Jekyll are up next. And again, there's some cheering. There's also a little bit of confusion. Like, why was he constantly looking around through the entire performance?
Level up.
Like-
Level up.
Level up, level up.
Okay.
So, Mr. Hyde is going to walk out onto the stage again with Dr. Metal and say, well, Doctor, it seems that music is very popular with this crowd. Audience, do you like music?
Yeah! And that puppet thing too. He's cool. There's just one guy in the back.
I appreciate you, sir.
Should we show him what you can do?
I've got a trick or two up my sleeve.
Yes, you do. In fact, can I see your sleeve, please? Sticks his arm out. So I'm gonna grab his arm and start to crank it like a music box.
And so my jaw's going to drop down, and you're gonna hear it sounds like a really pre-recorded kind of message where it's got that grainy type of vinyl sound, and it's gonna be like, Dr. Hedwig, Mr. Hyde Show, we got nothing to hide, so sit back, relax, and enjoy us, get ready for the show. And then it's gonna be like a little music box, so I'm just playing different songs and melodies, like, I got no strings to hold me down, and it just does that for our whole performance. And it's pre-recorded, so you know, like, all of our music is top key.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and one of you can roll performance with advantage for that, because that was.
How about you did it because you sang?
Yeah, I did. I do that. That's me. Ooh! I don't even want to roll a second one. That's a Scanlon natural 20. Plus 8, so 28. Thanks, Scanlon. I appreciate you and all you do.
Okay. So the crowd just goes. They've never seen anything like this before. Like the whole.
Nor have I.
Yeah, they're like.
None of us have.
It's no longer just that one guy like, hey, I like the puppet!
He was a day one fan.
He's got like a foam finger that's got your guys' name on it. As you kind of exit the stage, Marion kind of, right, well, very good, very interesting. What wonderful things, isn't it? Up next is
You seem nervous. Are you nervous?
Up next is the wonderful Viola. Everybody, applause! And he like comes back onto stage. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind.
A little bit. She's going to walk back on stage. Her standard, just like very like pretty kind of acknowledgement. And she's going to cast Unseen Servant before she starts to sing. So the servant is going to start spinning her around as she does sort of like a ballroom dance as she begins to sing. So Danza danza von Schula mio danza dan, and it just this like upbeat little thing as she's led across the floor by an unseen servant who knows how to ballroom dance.
All right, and so you see like that spinning. It's incredible. Like Viola seems to almost defy gravity with the extent they can spin with the support of this invisible servant who nobody else knows is there as she swirls around the stage singing. Up next, or go ahead and roll. Let's do performance with advantage for that.
Okay.
Again, unique mechanic. Sorry, Weston. I know I didn't give you advantage because you were busy
Leveling up.
playing games with your friends.
Level up, level up, level
Level
up.
up. That's not your next TikTok
22.
fight.
A 22. Okay.
22. I hate math.
All right. I know, right? D&D mood. Marion walks back out. Like, oh, lovely, 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 lovely. Thank you, Viola. And now, the esteemed Zeph will grace us with his second performance.
Okie doke. Right, and once again, the curtains open and Zeph walks forward onto the stage, and he addresses the audience. And now, I shall regard you with the tale of Sigurd. He bows, and as he bows, he casts Disguise Self and transforms into the shape of a dwarf, and takes the form of Sigurd. And the dragon! And as he says the dragon, he casts Phantasmal Force on the space in front of him, creating a 10-foot tall red dragon.
Ooh.
Now, the dragon does appear, it has physical attributes, it only fools people who roll less than 14 on their intelligence, but it still appears to everyone even if they pass.
So, to some of our audience, theoretically, this could be a real dragon.
You spawned a dragon.
Now,
It's-
given the context, I'm going to
The gamble.
roll for the audience. I'm going to give them advantage because it's a performance. However, if it is below that 14, there is going to be a little bit of terror.
Okay.
And we'll see how that
Cool.
goes. Okay, that's not great. Get better. Shit. That's a 6. So one woman in the front row just goes at the top of her legs and begins to scrabble. A few people there are like, "Lady, look, come!"
As this kind of unease begins to sweep over the crowd, I go, "Fear not, my people! I shall defeat this beast!"
Oh.
And as part of the disguise self, my spear also transforms into a dwarven longsword, and he begins singing and speaking in the original Dwarvish, the poem of Sigurd and the dragon. As with each verse, he delivers a blow against this dragon, and they exchange blows, dodging under this fire, which has real heat that the audience can feel. And on his final strike, gets to the climax of the poem. He thrusts the sword into the breast of the dragon and casts pyrotechnic as the dragon explodes in fireworks.
Okay. And there's just like silence. And then. Oh!
He takes another bow and the disguise falls and he's back to his normal Zephaniah.
Very good. Okay, go ahead and roll that performance check with advantage.
Oof. That is a 19 plus 8.
19 plus 8. Okay, 27.
27, thank you.
Spicy.
Spicy.
Not quite a 20, unfortunately.
Okay, so
Mr. Hyde's gonna turn to Dr. Metal and say, I actually quite liked that one, didn't you?
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty impressive.
I mean, it wasn't like our thing, but you know, I'd watch.
Everyone has a niche.
So as you guys are speaking, Miriam kind of shuffles out onto the stage. Just bravo, wonderful, Zeph, wonderful. Unfortunately, our competitor Zachariah has fallen ill and won't be able to continue. We're going to go ahead and just pass him. Unfortunately, he's not disqualified, but we'll give him a runner-up prize of some sort. But yes, so now we will introduce Madeline. And Madeline is kind of standing next to you, Viola, just kind of. Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you, very, very much. And she kind of steps out, and she's still wearing the sort of leotard this time. But as she steps out, this time she steps onto the stage, and again, she begins to kind of crane and contort backwards, but as she does, she casts mirror image on herself. And you suddenly see, as a series of Madelines appear along the line in a row. And they directly mimic in this strange pattern as Madeline begins to perform. A rope slowly drops from the scaffold, and the orchestra joins in. And as she lifts up, it creates a series, as the images lift up along with her, a strange circular rotating contorting pattern of humans that shifts and moves to the music that is coming from the orchestra as she kind of makes this crazy series of polygons and shapes from the pattern of her reflected selves as she spins up, out, again culminating, the music getting faster and faster and the pattern shifting crazier and quicker in that kaleidoscope until they lower her back down and then back in, and she gives a sort of frightened bow and then returns to the side of the stage. And Miriam kind of steps out and says, Excellent, wonderful, so good. The judges will deliberate, we'll have an intermission, and we'll be back with you all again in just a few short minutes, hopefully. And then he returns, and the curtain closes, and I'm going to go ahead and roll a performance for Madeline, excuse me. Okay, that's a 22 on her.
Nice.
So, at this point, as the judges begin to deliberate among themselves, the audience gets a little rowdier, and you all move back to the side stage. We are going to take a brief 10-minute break. Thank you, chat, for joining us. I hope you're enjoying it. It is a very strange format, but I'm having a blast. These performances, you guys are amazing. Oh my god, it's so good.
Listen, I love you every day. It's so good. So good.
I love you guys. All right, we will be back soon, guys. Bye! there's a very intense debate going on in chat about tea, and it has been
Yep.
going for like 15-20 minutes. It's quite impressive.
I've weighed in. I've weighed in.
Hot tea.
Oh, tea. Okay.
Yeah,
Divinity. That's a callback, guys. That's a callback.
So, quick synopsis, just in case folks are joining us from before. Our intrepid group of bards have been competing against each other to impress the judges of the Der Kaiserin Theater. God, I gave it a complicated name. And are through their second round of competition, 2 of 3, a third one pending. But between the first and second round, one of the competitors was murdered. There's some speculation and thought amongst the party as to who might be responsible for this murder. But as of yet, nobody's found any conclusive evidence. As time continues to progress, they're now in about a 20-minute break period. The judges are convening and will share their results with Miriam in a moment. But for now, you have a little time again to talk among yourselves, to explore the backstage as you see fit.
So, just so you all know, the doctor and I, we did find stairs that lead up to the catwalk. If Mr. Tapp is telling us true and did not actually murder that poor person in cold blood, it is perhaps likely that it was dropped from the catwalk. I personally don't want to go up there by myself. Would anybody like to accompany me and the doctor?
I'll go. As long as it... Are you really alone? She's just mumbling.
Well, I'm not
Okay.
staying here with just Tap.
We can all go if you're interested.
We shouldn't leave Madeline, though.
Giles, my spear.
Are you...
Oh, yes, here you go!
We're going to a catwalk, not a... Alright.
That seems a bit excessive.
I agree.
Well,
Someone should stay.
When a man has just been murdered, I would rather not treat my own safety callously.
A little worried. I don't...
Do you want to come, or do you want to stay?
I prefer to stay here, but...
Alright. Well, I think we're going up there. So...
Alright, then I'll go with you.
I think that would be for the best, for your own safety. Safety in numbers. Isn't that right, Doctor?
One doctor recommends you join us.
I love you so much, Matt.
Well, I thought
I
we're
was just
definitely
on the
going
spot.
up
I didn't
there.
think about that one.
It's very, very important that we get to the bottom of this. I do not want to be, I don't know, hit on the head with another thing.
Have you tried looking up? That usually helps avoid things falling on you.
If we're on the catwalk, there's no problem with that, right? Nothing
If you're
to fall on
joining
our
us.
heads from up there. Yes,
That
I'm
is
definitely going up.
We're
We need
all
to
going.
figure this out.
Who would like to go
all
first?
nerves.
You and the good doctor, because you know where we're going.
Yes, I suppose. Doctor, are you ready?
I can't move anywhere else, so yes.
Okay, let us go then. We're gonna walk across the stage behind the curtain over to where the
Okay.
spiral staircase
Just
is.
straight
and-
across the stage. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Miriam kind of... Just be careful. I would prefer for not anybody else to die. This is already not good. Alright, wonderful. So,
We would also prefer that,
this
ideally.
makes sense. As you make your way across the stage, again, leading to this smaller area, there's like some exit doors and things like that that lead into the complex proper, but of the staging area, this is it. The metal walkway goes upwards, spiraling upwards, 4 stories. It's quite high, probably about 80 feet, more than that, probably about 100 feet is where the catwalk kind of tapers out and begins to run along the cross of the stage. It's a little precarious as you begin to make your way up the catwalk, so I'd like you all to make acrobatics checks just as you kind of process. And I'd also like once you've done your rolls, if you could give me a walking order or a marching order, please.
We'll go first.
I'd like to bring up the rear, as it were.
I'll be in the middle.
Oof.
I don't know how you'd like
Not
to
great.
go about this because I am attached to somebody, but I rolled a natural 20 plus 6.
Well, you are having a great time holding on to your partner in crime. It's real easy. It's magnificent. And
I got
your weight does not make it more difficult for Mr. Hyde to make it.
I am quite hefty.
That's good because I rolled an 8.
I got a 13.
A 13. Okay.
I got 15 total.
Oh no. Oh,
15 for tap as well.
Oh god.
You go to like
Hey, you
fall
rolled
and
higher
grab
than a
the
1.
railing.
Good job.
Okay, so we've got the doctor and Mr. Hyde in first. Who's in second?
Which
I
was me.
can.
Oh, Viola,
Okay.
feel free.
Viola second? Okay. Then Tap?
15.
Yes. And you were in marching order. I apologize. I didn't make that clear. Got it. And then we'll put
Good.
Madeline behind Tap then. And then Zeph in the rear, per
Except with his giant spear.
request.
It's not giant. It's quite small.
Why?
It's a Yickelwa. It's not actually a spear.
Oh.
Learning.
Is that how you say that word?
Yickle.
that-
I always just guessed and was like, that's a cool looking thing.
No, there's a pronunciation thing on the page for it. It's a Yickelwa.
Oh, I don't.
Yikawa.
Yickle. All right. So as you proceed, funnily enough, Dr. Hyde is the one Mr. Hyde is the one who is struggling the most as they try to make their way up the stairs. Like their foot goes through the railing a few times, and it really slows you down, kind of eating into a good portion of time as you make your way up to the catwalk. As you all get up to the top of the catwalk, you can hear Miriam stepping out onto stage to address the crowd. And it just is, again, for a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, the judges are done deliberating, and so we have our current order of success. Starting with the bottom, currently Tap is in last place, followed by Madeline. Viola actually tied with Madeline in this round, but because of her success last, we've placed her above that. In second place, we have Zeph. And in first place, Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll.
Metal.
Metal.
I'm sorry. And there is, again, applause. And like, yeah! Whoa, woo! And you can see, as you look down, 100 feet below, the curtain kind of part. Miriam walk through, the curtain close. It's pretty dark up here. I'd say it's dim light. The only light you're getting is from the lighting rigs, which are beneath the catwalks here, and kind of shining up a little bit at you all as you proceed. What are you looking for? It is narrow, by the way. One person still running along here.
Any evidence that somebody was up here?
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Can we all do that?
I am
Anyone who's
proficient
looking.
in investigation.
Yes, anyone who wants to take a look, go ahead.
I'm a jack of all trades, master of none.
We all are.
I know, that was the joke.
19 total.
All right.
Is it
19.
you said investigation?
Investigation.
Okay, 19 plus 2, 21.
Nope, I got a 6.
4 plus 6 is 10.
I need a better roll from you. Okay.
Wes, just send me a link to any dice. I'm gonna like.
So give it
Dude,
to me.
just let me know. Let me know.
Do you need us to mail you some dice?
Yeah.
Some tried and true ones.
Yendo, what did you get?
So sad.
Me?
Yeah,
7.
7. Cool. And Dr. Metal?
I got a 21.
All right.
Yeah.
2 21s. So our 21s were Zeph and Dr.
I got
Metal?
19.
19. Oh, okay, 19. So, as you're moving along the catwalk, it's all pretty normal rigging and rope systems. There are a few spots that essentially open out into these stretches that have harnesses along them. that are basically like there's a offshoot on the metal gangway, and then it's open at the end where rigging can run down and somebody can have a harness attached to them and be lowered onto the stage. So there's not any kind of protection. As you get near there with the 21, so that's Dr. Metal, you see not actually where that point is, but just near it, there are a few splinters of wood. Just caught, barely tucked into that catwalk.
I'm gonna, as Mr. Hyde is holding me, just kind of where my back is, tense it a little bit so they know that I'm gesturing to look forward towards that area, and say, well, I don't know if you guys can see anything, but it looks like there are some splinters here.
Oh, nice observation skills there, Doctor.
Are they in the harness, you say?
Not in the harness, but like, so the catwalk is like a grate with like these metal runs, and you see there's like a few pieces of wood caught in kind of that metal point where the grate meets the actual run, where it seems like some piece of wood was left kind of laid against it.
Does it look like a similar wood that the big old club was made out of?
Roll a nature check for me.
Why are you making me use intelligence?
I mean,
If only there was somebody in your party who knew.
Can I also roll? I
nature
was going
stuff.
to say the same thing.
Anybody who wants to take a look is welcome to do so, please.
Yes,
Nope.
I will try it because that's something I'm proficient in.
That's an 11 from me, Chief.
I believe in you, Wes. You got this.
I got a 14.
14.
Tap is going to whisper a little something in his head. He's going to sing to himself. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. I'm going to cast Bardic Inspiration on myself.
Good, beautiful.
I don't know why we haven't been using that this whole time.
I forgot we were all
We're
bards.
all bards.
I'm just
We
sitting here like,
actually got ourselves
I'm
to
saving it, you know, maybe.
I rolled another 4
Right? No? Okay, just 4.
and a 1 on my d6.
no!
Your third action is poetry, because that's what this means.
5 plus what is my nature? 6, so 11.
Hey.
I'll tell you what,
No.
Then.
because
You broke up 10.
yeah, because you
That's a
had the
success on the death
context-
save if I've seen one. So, like,
You
count your
had
blessings.
You had the
You're singing
context-
yourself when you're passed out.
you had the context of looking at the club prior, which the others had not. So the DC is lower for you, Tap. And as you take a look, it is a similar coloring. You're not like, oh, this is mahogany, which directly matches to this, right? You don't know. But it's a similar coloring to that of the club.
Well, it appears to be similar, maybe. The grains might not match completely, but the colors are.
Can I see any like drag marks on the walkway of like what direction that person would have came from to bring said club, or if they were just like He-Man hucking it like in their hand the whole time?
With your existing investigation, whatever was up here does appear to have shifted along the gangway and then kind of tipped off the edge. It almost
So it
looks
might
like
not have been pulled up. It was
pushed.
gotcha.
Just someone not terribly strong.
Does
Brag.
Does the gangway look like it could support a heavy person, like an ogre, for example?
Go ahead and do a straight intellect check for me.
Ooh.
They have to hold a lot of heavy sandbags and
Yeah.
stuff.
It's
That's
How does
a 19.
as you kind of hop up and down on it, like it's sturdy stuff. There's these big metal posts that run down to they're essentially segments that are split, and these posts run down from being bolted in the ceiling,
Yeah, they're heavy duty.
coming along. And then there's a framework that runs from that and then back down the sides. It's well made. It is, however, a bit
Too
narrow
thin.
for an ogre.
Yeah.
The
Could
ogre
I?
clearly is.
Good. Could I look at Madeline to see how she's acting during all this?
Sure, go ahead and roll an insight check.
That's 19.
19. She's calmed down a little bit. She's fidgety, and still quite pale. Beyond that, not getting a lot.
Seems to me that it could not be any one of us, because it would be impossible for us to get from up here to down there in the amount of time that the lights were off.
Unless anyone has a teleportation spell.
Or somebody could have just jumped.
4 floors?
It's
Well, yeah.
100
Well,
feet.
there are plenty of spells that can cause you to float very softly, back down off of.
It's over 50 feet.
There are also.
Even
well,
still, Featherfall would allow you to just float on down.
Okay, well, keep just stacking the cards against yourself, I guess.
Oh, dear, didn't realize that.
mm,
You're doing a really good job at making yourself the culprit.
No, but it wasn't me. I mean, again, look at my hands. They're so soft. Do these look
However-
like hands that could push a club?
Oh,
I mean, pushing's a pretty easy task, my friend.
also the unseen servant thing that we were going against him. I don't think it can reach here. If he was down
No,
there.
and they're not typically very strong.
No, they
They
can't
can't- they
lift
couldn't
much
lift
better
that
at all. Can hardly lift a bowstring.
Yes.
I think for all of our safety, we should stick together. I don't think that tearing each other down is going to help any of us, even if it is kind of funny. I'm sorry.
Did anyone know the guy who died? I mean, is it possible that it was it supposed to be him, or was it any of them? Was it supposed to be Madeline?
Yes, is it possible that the murderer simply had a single target, he accomplished his mission, and now we're all safe? Is that...
Why?
Yes, it doesn't make any sense.
I've never spoken to this man before. Maybe he has enemies.
Yeah, you could, I suppose. I wonder who would know. Because he would have been having to stand in that spot. Did anybody put him there? He would have had to stand exactly in that spot in order for that club to hit him in that way.
I was talking to
We
the
were all
ventriloquist.
busy talking to figure
DM,
out the doctor.
Yes.
might I have seen out of the corner of my eye, like somebody from the staff, like moving him to that position? It was Zachariah, right? Who got?
Zachariah who got hit.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a history check just to like recall prior knowledge to see if you recall anything. I even gave you an int one, man. I even gave you an int one.
Come on, buddy, come
I
on.
am trained in history. I know exactly what happened earlier today.
I know. You know.
I have a +8 in history, and I rolled a 14. That's a 22.
Yeah.
So just kind of looking
Nice.
back in history,
I'm helpful.
as you kind of recall, he was standing there next to Madeline as you glanced over. Just Zachariah was fine, and it was as you turned back to the group, there was a pop of darkness, and then when that darkness disappeared, he lay dead, and
So
the club was not there when you looked.
he was speaking with Madeline. You don't think that?
She's up here with
Well,
us.
she is right here. Why don't we ask her?
What? I was right there. Why would I do that to him?
Tell
Well,
us what
we
you
don't
would-
know.
He was beating most of us.
No, I'm just here to. Please don't. What do you want from me? You can go ahead and roll
Dude.
insight checks if you'd like.
Yeah, we are.
An alibi, Madeline. That's what we'd like from you.
Ooh.
Insight checks.
Oh, that's a that's a
That good.
10.
22.
22.
9.
9.
5.
23.
Okay. So, as you are all kind of looking at Madeline, she shifts a little bit, and she's getting cagey. Those with 22 or 20 or higher are starting to register. She takes a step backwards,
Where I am stood with a spear.
and I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
As
shit.
a
Nah.
strange swirling pattern forms above
Oh,
her head
shit.
and begins to twist and rotate around her, and your eyes are drawn up to it.
Wisdom save?
Wisdom saving throw,
21.
please. Oh, son of a bitch. 21? My
Oh, that's
God.
a good roll. Jeebus.
A natural 20 plus 1.
1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4,
16.
5.
5. What do we get from Dinkles?
22.
22? Jesus.
Mm.
I know,
But-
right? I'm
And
scared.
Weston?
Saving throw, huh? One of those
Yeah.
saving throw things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good at those.
You
Yeah,
can
that's a
do it, buddy.
6. So there it is.
Just
You
think that
beat me.
Wes, you could have baned us and made this worse. So karma?
It doesn't last that long. It was just to
Could've
mess up
made
your
it worse.
performances,
I
okay?
mean, you know.
Zeph and Tap, as you look up at this swirling, strange pattern around you, you feel yourself kind of relaxing and just gazing at the pattern and just kind of giving into it. You're like, oh,
It's so beautiful.
it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I need everybody to roll initiative,
Even those of us that are transfixed.
even those of you who are transfixed.
Okay.
That's an 8 from me.
Initiative. I'm good at. No, I'm not. I rolled a 4.
Oh no.
Buddy!
I
Plus 2. 6.
the D&D Beyond dice roller has been very kind to me today.
Scanlan's been blessing me.
What did
I'm
you
putting
get,
this dice
Shando?
away.
I got 22.
Holy hell.
23.
I don't know about you.
Feeling 22.
Okay, this rolled me an 18. I'm keeping this one for around.
All right,
Yeah.
Parker.
18.
18. Okay.
Everyone's telling Weston to burn the dice. It doesn't help.
I've used like
it
4
only
of
angers the
that.
dice gods.
Post them in.
Rolling bad is a part of the game. It's fine.
But not all the time.
But not all the time.
I
It's a
don't think
part of the game.
Gary Gygax was like, hey guys, let's make a game where you just suck the entire time.
The game of no.
The game of, you're not going to do that.
Can I?
Isn't that Dark Souls?
Yeah, really.
Right?
Dr. Metal,
That's
what
me-
is,
With me, any game?
what is your dexterity modifier?
Oh no.
Who?
You.
+3.
Plus 3 on a 15 or a 16?
16.
16. Okay.
Hey chat, I love you. Digital dice don't help. This has been digital dice. This has been 4 different sets of dice sitting around me. It's just
Wes,
just who I am.
Just start thinking of random numbers.
it's just important that you accept who you are, right? That's really the lesson that we're getting out of this.
No,
It's
I'm
become
very-
a TED
between
talk
1 and
of
20.
accepting failures and sad things in your life. It's just a TED talk of
They're
accepting.
gonna happen. Yeah.
I want somebody to sit next to you rolling the same dice and do the comparison.
just straight 20s all the time.
Just like I want like
20s, 19,
one after
15.
the other, and I'm just like, that's what I need to know for
Yeah,
like
yeah.
scientific
This
purposes.
defies probability. This
Yes.
is beyond science.
Yes.
Jekyll, you have a chance to react now. You've just watched as Madeline kind of takes a step back, almost bumping into Zeph, who's standing directly behind her. Pretty much the only one between her and escape. And then this pattern has formed almost directly above her. And you see now as a few of your partner or companions look up, almost transfixed by this strange, swirling, crystalline pattern.
All right. I will turn my head over to Madeline and say, well, that's a bunch of funny business, but we're not here to play games or tell jokes. I am, though. And I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter, and I'll look at her and say, you know, I've heard a story that said beauty's in the eye of the beholder until one looked at me and it dispelled my disguised self, and then I was ugly. And it has to make a wisdom save
DC on
of 13.
13, unfortunately. She looks at you and says, disgusting, terrible joke. Kind of.
I mean, not for everybody, but I mean, to each his own.
I thought it was
and then-
hilarious.
Is it half damage on
I
that, or
agree.
is it?
well, no, it was just like
It's
a
a
control
cantrip.
spell.
Okay, okay. Oh, right.
I'm pretty
Hold
sure.
on,
Let me see if it does anything to failed. Yeah, no, I think if it
Got it.
doesn't do anything, if it doesn't, yeah. So
Beautiful.
expended. But I will do as a bonus action. I will inspire Mr. Hyde, and I'll look over and say, "All right, well, that's my time, folks. I'll let you go over to my friend here and do better, please."
Okay.
Do better, please.
Your turn over, Madeline kind of gets wide-eyed, and then you see her disappear in a puff of smoke, and then reappear down the catwalk about 30 feet away from you all as she misty steps out of
Down
there.
the
Can
catwalk,
teleport.
yeah.
Called it.
All right. You then see her use her movement to move another 30 feet away from you all. And then, looking at the stretch where you are suspended from the catwalk,
Yikes.
she's going to go ahead. Oh no, she's already used a spell, so she can't do that. Yeah, she's just gonna go ahead and she's gonna go ahead and
Hand on the trigger.
she's gonna
Ready
go
for that
ahead
Eldritch Blast.
and move. So you're probably about, say you're 80 feet down the catwalk. She's misty stepped 30. Now she's running 30, and then another dash of 30. So she's about 90 feet from you away from you all, and she's making her way now down the spiral staircase back towards the bottom of the stairs. It's pretty difficult to catch sight of her. You're just kind of seeing flashes of her as she moves now. With that, it's Hyde's turn.
Okay. So many bard spells have a range of 30 feet. So you said she's 80 feet away?
She's about 90 feet away.
90
A little bit
feet.
less than that because it's, sine, cosine, it's at an angle. So as the crow flies, if you were shooting down at her, you're probably talking about 70 feet.
Okay.
Math in D&D.
And how far down the steps?
She is about 30 feet down the steps. It's about 60
Okay.
feet to the top of the steps.
So I am conflicted. My character is conflicted because part of me really wants to get that person, but really my character would want to not be anywhere near that person. So I'm going to turn to Dr. Metal and I'm going to say, should we get her?
Well, I just checked my email and I have booked some tickets in this fight or flight scenario. We're gonna go.
What?
I'm
I
counting
said
that
after
as
her.
I'm counting that as your bonus
After her.
action.
You're going after her. Okay, so I'm going to run
Okay.
as safely as I can down the catwalk to try to get as close to the stairs as possible. And then I'm going to yeet Dr. Meadow at her.
To
Okay.
roll to yeet, please.
So
I wanted this to happen
Just
so
tag
Heat is
bad.
actually it's a cantrip.
okay.
Yeah.
So here's kind of the scenario. So you used bonus action to have that quick conversation. Now you're running down. You've got 30 feet of movement. There's 30 feet more to the top of the stairs. You can either use your dash to get there, but that'll be your action, so you won't be able to throw your boy, or you can just yeet him at the 30-foot mark, aiming for the
Yeah, 'cause
stairs.
he's going down.
Yeet
He's
at the
going
stairs.
down. So gravity's our friend.
Okay.
And he's probably gonna help me
This girl
by
here.
pushing off, is my guess. Does that sound about right?
I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a ranged attack.
I'm gonna eat my murder machine.
Are you proficient with yeeting your puppet?
Of course
I'm proficient with flying. I'm kidding. No, I don't have a flying.
Out of
I
context.
am. We've
Cannot
been
be a
in,
magician,
we've
don't have
been
to
in
touch me.
plenty of scraps before.
So just-
So let's do this. You're not gonna believe me.
I believe you. I trust you, Shando. There. Oh my god!
Throw him.
I'm gonna fly.
I'll tell you what. Now it's a spiral staircase. Because that
And,
net 20.
and I'm gonna roll my inspiration dice just to add just add, see what I can get.
Okay. Now, as you
that's,
do,
That's another 2.
okay, so it's a square hit. Like, you are perfectly positioned now, Dr. Metal. I want you, because of how good that shot was. Now, remember, it's a spiraling staircase going down, so you can't really get the drop on her. I want you to roll an acrobatics check for me
I'm
to see
good
if
at
you
those.
can't kind of make a
That's
little
funny,
bit
let's do
more
it.
distance
Come on.
out
Oh,
of
it
that
wasn't
from
that.
that
But I
20.
mean, it was okay. That is going to be a solid 14.
Okay,
Not bad.
so
Not
you kind of you are able to hit the ground running rather than just crashing, and you do make it about 10 feet down the spiraling staircase now with a kind of clang, 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 clang. So you're about 20 feet from Madeline. Anything else you want to do, Shando? That's pretty much everything, I think.
I'm just gonna.
When I land, I'm going to go back and give a thumbs up and be like,
Touchdown!
you didn't hear my joke. I think you want to hear it again. Do you not?
Huh?
You got this, buddy.
All
You
right,
got
Viola, you are up.
You said she's 90 feet away,
She's
right?
about 90 feet as the crow flies 70.
Okay. So I'm gonna get as close to her as I can with my 30 feet. Does that put me within 60 feet of her, or is it 70?
It would put you within 60 as the crows fly, sure.
Cool. Second level dissonant whisper.
Okay. Wisdom for me?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Unfortunately, that is a 24.
That's okay. She takes half damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll that damage for me.
4, 6 is 10, plus 2 is... Sorry, hold on. 12, plus 1, so 13, 2, so 6.
6.
It's 6.
What does
yeah,
that look
it's-
like? Tell me more.
She's running. She saw the throwing of the puppet and the thumbs up, right? She saw that?
Yeah, that was pretty... Everyone
Great.
saw that.
Great. Awesome. She's gonna be like, fucking new. And she's just... she's just... and then just, like, starts singing it, like, an aria, just throws that out. She's like, whatever. She did not take nicely to that.
You see as Madeline kind of gets taken by this magical dissonance, she kind of pauses and shudders. The hypnotic pattern holding Zeph and Tap in place blinks out of existence.
Yeah!
Oh,
And as
what?
her bonus action, she's gonna be like, she's gonna look back at where that was, and she's like, "Good job, me," and I get bardic inspiration.
Okay. Now, suddenly freed from the hold of the hypnotic pattern, Zeph, you are up.
Oh, right, so...
More
she's
Zeph, by the
gone.
way.
I was all in character.
Yeah, go.
So she's yeeted. She's gone.
Who's that?
The
No,
bad
she's
person.
down. Yes, so she's about 60 feet down the catwalk and another 30 feet down the stairs from y'all.
Okay, so I'm gonna run 30 feet in the direction she went, and then I guess I'll dash another 30 feet, and then with my bonus action, I'll inspire myself and say, "Please don't hit me," because that's all I can do.
This is the greatest game.
This is the greatest game.
No, actually, I'm gonna use Mantle of Inspiration instead of Bardic Inspiration and give myself 5 temporary hit points. To me, to Mr. Metal, to sub names, Viola, and to
Yeah.
Mr. Hyde.
So
How many is
5.
that?
5 temporary hit points.
Ooh, that's falling damage
Hell
protection.
yeah!
Okay. With
Was
that
that to me
over,
too? Did you give that to me too?
And that's me.
Okay,
So it's me, Metal, Hyde, and Viola.
cool.
Tap kind of last in the order, snapping out of that hypnotic pattern. You are up, my friend.
Oh, it must have been her. Okay. Tap's gonna dash. Thor's gonna run 30 feet. And he's gonna look back at the group and say, "I told you, like this." And he's gonna just jump off the catwalk.
me!
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
Fucking eagle swan dive, Assassin's Creed style.
So,
So you are falling through the air.
so I'm falling down, and I'm going to, as I'm falling, I'm going to pull out a dagger, that I have, and I'm gonna try and throw it at the girl Madeline. Madeline? Yeah.
Okay. So
Madeline.
you've thrown it right as you're reaching about her height. So I'm gonna, as you're falling, I'm gonna make it with go ahead and make an attack or a ranged attack with the dagger at disadvantage because you're falling through the air.
Pretty hot.
Dagger.
You should go and eat
Hey.
yourself.
Please get this. Please, this is
Roll
so
that
good.
dice.
Two nat
Hey,
20.
everybody, I rolled a dice
Okay.
on
Uh-huh.
D&D Beyond,
Uh-huh.
and I got a 1.
No!
No!
Buddy! That's disappointing.
I don't know what else to do.
That was
Like,
This
I
stream is
just-
not sponsored by D&D Beyond and never will be.
I just don't.
Let's not think things out of proportion. Let's hold off on that.
Dingles is like, wait,
know what
wait,
else
wait,
to
wait.
do.
Whoa, wait a minute.
I'm
That
sorry.
was
Dark
working.
metal's made out of metal, right? That's fine, right?
If you hit me, I'll kill you.
We got extra hit points though,
This,
right?
this is gonna turn to a Chucky situation real quick.
As you kind of yeet it, it doesn't catch any of your allies as you're kind of falling through the air, but it does make a ton of noise that people in
Clank,
the like cling clang 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 boom.
All the way down the spiral staircase.
Yeah,
hitting
the
every
people
step.
people out in
Slinky
the
sound
they're
the whole
probably-
Hmm.
Unfortunately, you're falling. Anything else you'd like to do?
I am still falling. As I am still falling, so that was my action.
Mm-hmm.
Falling. I can't hit you with my dagger, but I can save myself with this feather, and I'm gonna use a reaction to cast Featherfall on myself right before I hit the ground, and then
Okay,
kind of just
okay, I
land.
like it.
and while I'm down there as a free action, I'll pull out my rapier, and kind of wait at the bottom of the stairs for her.
Beautiful.
He's not
So
flying, he's falling with style.
you're about 30 feet
Yeah.
from the bottom of the stairs, but it's like it is so fucking graceful as you kind of whoof, settle
And I thought dragonborns didn't have wings. Oh.
God, the puns. So many. All right. We are.
What did you say?
Back at the
I
top.
tell you, I'm falling with style.
That's my turn.
Back at the top of the order with Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Metal. God dang it. I can't get the Metal Dr. Jekyll and Hyde thing is just in my head. Dr. Metal.
It was the pun. That was
Yeah.
the joke. All right, I'm
I get
going
it.
to. All right, I shall. Let's see here.
Mess her up.
How far am I from her?
You are about 20 feet from her, down the spiral staircase. I'm going to say to hit her, she's going to have half cover, so her AC is up if you're making like a ranged attack. But she
Gonna
does have
get
visibility. It's like
stabbing
graded.
distance.
Yes.
If you
So-
move, you will be.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
definitely
didn't-
move.
I didn't mention, I should have done. My Mantle of Inspiration lets everyone who is affected by it move up to their movement as a reaction.
Oh my stars and stripes.
So I would
It's
assume.
okay if you want to say that you can't do that, but I'm just if it's helpful.
I tell you what, here what we're gonna do is, they didn't know how that. No, they would just feel inspired. That's how the mechanic works. I will let you all retcon an extra 10 feet of movement. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we've all moved another
Must-
10
am I
feet.
am I yeeted further? I'm kidding. No.
You are.
That was
No,
after that.
that's fine because it happened after, so it's fine.
You're
I'm
like
fine.
15 feet away. We'll say.
I
I'm
even
mobile.
do as good as anyone could.
Well,
That
no,
was
I'm good
pro
because
heat.
I'm going to be attacking her, but I have mobile flourish, so I get an extra 10 feet anyway, so that works out. And I'm going to run up to her. Let me see here. Inspiration, deal extra. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, sweet. Okay. So yeah, I'll run up to her, and then I'm going to. We'll actually just use the slashing flourish because it does the same thing. I'm pretty sure. But I'll run up to her and take a stab at her with my rapier,
Go ahead and roll to hit.
and let me do that.
Where'd your rapier come from?
It's actually if I pull a lever on my arm, my wrist just kind of goes flat for a second, and then the stabby part of the rapier comes out, and that's just my arm. So I
You
just
don't
have
want
a
to hit
stabby
that by
arm.
accident.
I mean, I know what I'm doing. So that's going to be a 22 to hit.
As you roll the hit, a shimmering shield manifests up over her.
Oof.
Unfortunately for her, because you rolled a 22, your attack still gets through.
Ooh, nice. Let me get straight to the point. Okay. Sorry, that was bad.
But she does have this arcane shimmering shield around her at this point.
And I'm going to, since it hits, I'm going to use my flourish to take one of my inspiration dies and add it to damage. With me attacking. So that's going to be a D8 plus 5. Jeez, I'm deadly. Okay.
Valor, right?
I don't read these things.
Yeah, you're that melee
and then
boy.
my D6 for inspiration.
My
Cool.
tiny murder machine.
That's pretty good. That's 15 damage.
Okay.
That's pretty good. And then as a bonus action, let me see here. Attack action and attack with the light weapon. You're holding it. Never mind. Okay, never mind. I thought 2-weapon fighting would work if I have a dagger and a rapier, but the rapier's not light, so I retract that. That is my turn.
Okay. With your turn over, she's going to turn and look at you with these pleading eyes. Just back up at you as you've just laid into this young woman, and she's going to say, "Why would you hit me? I need you to defend me. They're attacking me, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw."
Oh, yikes, zoinks.
Boy,
Okie dokie. What was that? Was wisdom? That's a 9.
A 9? Okay. You actually get to make this with advantage because your allies are currently attacking.
Ooh,
So go ahead.
that's 15.
Okay, and nope, you're kidding me. Meets it, beats it. So you are able to shrug off
Oh my
that
god.
spell.
We don't. You do not want to have to
could be
fight that. I'm just letting you guys know that now.
So
I'm deadly.
she attempts to she looks up at you with these pleading eyes, and as you kind of shrug it off, she goes, "Shit." And she is going
you see
to.
this reaction? That was how I felt when you didn't laugh at my joke. So
She
now
is-
the tables have turned.
Now I'm gonna pull some bullshit DM crap on you because you've already used your reaction to move your extra movement because of Birdie's special ability. She's gonna go ahead and run from you, and you don't get an attack of opportunity because your reaction's already been used that turn.
I accept that, Faith.
Sorry. Do I
No,
get an attack
don't
opportunity?
apologize. I'm just being a DM.
I'm
Is
next to her. Do I get an attack opportunity?
Are you next to her?
Yes, I dash to move the full 60 feet.
So you would still be 30
That
feet
would
from
be
her with
your
dash.
reaction.
Oh, I thought you said she moved 60 feet. Sorry.
So she Misty stepped 30, moved 30,
Okay.
dashed 30. So she was 90
Cool.
feet from y'all. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, so the only one who really was able to get in range was because Hyde threw
Yeet.
Dr. Metal
yeet.
as their action. Okay. So she's going to run 30 feet now. She's 30 feet, probably about 40 feet from the base of this spiral staircase where Tap is standing, okay? So 30 feet from Dr. Metal, about 60 feet from Dr. Hyde or so. Dr. Hyde, Viola, and Zeph, you guys are all about in the same spot there, okay? And with that, it is Hyde's turn.
So you said I'm 60 feet now?
About 60
Mhm.
feet, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go 30 feet. Do I run past the doctor?
You can. It's gonna cost you. It's gonna be considered difficult terrain, so I'll have you take. It'll take 10 feet to move through.
Could I just
his-
try to like hop over him?
You can do it as a bonus action for acrobatics if you want to.
Yeah, I want to get within 30 feet.
Roll
of
an
him.
acrobatics check for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna make this as hard as possible for you guys. I
You
hope you don't
should.
mind.
Good. It's more fun that way.
So we've got Tap at the bottom, who is a reliable hitter.
That was
I'm
a
just gonna keep
pro
showing
move.
you.
then.
Just to
Okay.
make Weston feel bad. 22.
God damn it!
Oof.
Look at it, your break. Look at his heart break.
Confirmed. Shando has stolen all of Wes's luck.
I have siphoned away. I have siphoned away all of your.
You have to put them at opposite ends
No!
of the globe to restore order and end 2020.
So I'm gonna hop over. I'm sure the doctor sees me coming.
Go, buddy.
Okay, and you do
Hop
beautifully,
over.
gracefully hop over it and easily clear.
And then I'm going to cast blindness on her.
Okay, that's a saving throw from me.
Yes.
You'll
it is.
pick useful spells.
You won't see this coming.
Shit. What type of saving throw? Remind me.
I think it's Constitution.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that an 8 fails.
Oh yeah.
Barely.
Oh yeah. It's
Okay.
my save is the save DC is 15.
Okay.
So boom, blind.
So you see, as she's again like running. This is all happening in real time. She kind of staggers and grabs at the banisters, now kind of blinded by this blindness spell.
I think it would do better if you stopped running.
And you're right on top of her at this point, right?
Yes, we can
Perfect.
talk.
All right. Up next is Viola.
Cool. So you said she moved another 30 feet, right?
Yes, she did move another 30 feet. Yeah.
So Viola's gonna take her full 30 down, like movement, to
Mhm.
get within 60 feet again.
Mhm.
As bonus action, before I attack, let me make sure that I do this right. I'm gonna use Unsettling Words
Okay.
and use one of my bardic inspirations to give you a d6 that you have to throw on the next saving throw you take. Or actually, hold on, let me read it because it's weird.
And detract it.
Yeah,
Oh my
subtract
gosh.
the number rolled for the next saving throw it makes before the start of my next turn.
Okay. So.
And then I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers
Okay.
at 2nd level again.
Okay. Well, that's a failure. It's a 5 after the minus.
Cool. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 3 is 11, plus 6, 17. 17? Is that right? 11 plus... Right? Yes.
Sure.
17.
This lady's gotta be toast.
She's hurting. That's for certain. Rhyme. Anything else you'd like to do, Viola?
Nope, that was my bonus action movement and attack.
She's now blind and grabs her ears in pain as these dissonant whispers ring through her head. Zeph, my friend, you are up.
I'm gonna run the extra 30 feet, my full 30 feet. Dear, please stop making me run one false move in this toga, and I'm going to give everyone a display that they're not paid for. And I'm gonna catch a charm person.
Beautiful.
So
Okay.
she has to make a wisdom saving throw with
Wisdom saving
advantage because we're all hostile to her.
A little hostile.
Thank God for advantage.
Just a
Great!
little bit.
I rolled a
Stabbing
1
meaning it.
and a 4.
Oh god.
Yeah!
She's charmed.
I
Everyone's
caught
attacking her.
Weston's dice rolls at least, so that's we're good.
Wes, I think your picture is just close enough to him.
Yeah.
It's absorbing it through the screen.
For those-
Seeping over. It's
For,
just
for those who don't see it on the live stream, Weston and I are right next to each other here, so it's fateful. So she is now restrained, correct?
She's charmed.
Oh, charmed. Excuse me.
And I told her to stop running because I don't want to chase her anymore.
Great. So she just kind of. She can't see. Her ears hurt. Her head hurts. She's got gash marks down her body now, and she's charmed, kind of in place.
I'm gonna say to all my companions, stop harming her, or the spell will fade.
All right, that's your turn. Tap, my friend. You're up. Bottom of the
Wes.
staircase.
Wes, do you want me to roll for you?
no, somebody in the chat already did that. Guess what they rolled?
A 1.
They rolled a 1, but
A
they're not
1.
me.
Oh,
Wow.
Are you sure that wasn't just an emote?
Shando's like, I got
have
the.
If you roll for him, you will catch the curse. This is how it works.
You're in trouble.
R.I.P.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna send you good vibes. Here's my vibes.
Okay, so I guess Tap will use his movement. How far is she from me at this point?
She's about
Like going up the
she's
stairs.
about 35 feet from you.
Okay. I suppose if the case, I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay.
go to the bottom of the stairs and hold my action. And trigger will be if she comes within 15 feet of me.
And what action will you be holding for that trigger?
I'm holding a breath weapon.
A breath
You can
weapon.
see me just kind of starting to get chilly, icy, just like steam kind of coming out of my mouth. Tap had enough of this nonsense, just running around, thinking everything he's doing, and he's just a bit ticked off. So, yeah.
Okay. So...
Ice, baby.
Beautiful. Okay. So Tap is positioned now at the bottom, essentially blocking the way with the breath weapon held. Excuse me. Jekyll, you're up.
Metal.
Metal. I'm sorry. What is... Okay, you know what? I wrote Jekyll and I keep reading it. Metal.
That's probably a you. Yeah, that's you.
Metal.
Oh man, before that joke, I was gonna say it seemed like Tap's patience was all tapped out, but yeah, that's the grunt I want. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's painful.
It makes me stronger. It makes me more powerful. The more I make puns, the worse Reston rules. So
Oh no.
and they've been pretty prevalent here. All right, I'm going to. We are not attacking her, so I will point at her and cast True Strike on her just to get ready and move as closer if I can.
Okay.
And it's just a concentration for a round. So I believe with that, on my next turn, I gain advantage on the first attack against that. If the spell hasn't ended from there. So,
okay. So you
I'm
use
just
an
gonna
action to cast True Strike.
Correct, yeah, and I'll move
Okay.
up closer, and I'll retract my sword, my rapier, so it's just back in my arm, but then keep my other hand ready that has just like a dagger that comes from the palm, just primed, ready to stab.
Assassin's
in case.
Creed. Got it.
Creed.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That is Dr. Metal's turn. It's Madeline's turn. She's deaf. She's charmed. And she's hasn't been
blind.
attacked. She's blind. Excuse me, not deaf. Blind, charmed. There's no saving throw at the end of her turn on that spell. Is
Not
that
for
correct?
charm.
Okay. So
She does get to make a Constitution save at the end of her turn to
To
be
break
not
it?
blind anymore, though.
Okay.
For the
so she's
blind.
gonna go ahead and make that Constitution saving throw. Natural 20 on that. So she does
Okay. She's not blind anymore.
shake off the blindness, but she kind of looks around a little confused and looks up at Zeph and is just now waiting. Okay. Viola, or Hyde, excuse me, you're up.
Okay. So can I, at this point, see that she's charmed and calmly walk up to her?
Yeah, you can.
She doesn't look like she's... And are we, like, in the middle of the stage
You
behind the curtain now?
No, you're on the stairs still, so you're in the middle of that
On the
spiral
stairs.
staircase. Yeah, it's tight.
Okay.
You're gonna have to kind of step over your companion here as well.
So I think it'd be good to maybe escort her to the bottom of the stairs. If she's charmed, she's friendly to Birdie.
That is correct.
Okay.
Let me just double check this really quick.
The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. That's all it tells me.
Okay.
So I think it's just.
What's the duration of that spell?
1 hour.
1 hour.
Jeez! Oh my god!
Okay.
Guys,
so
we can finish the show.
you can go ahead and yes, you take her by the arm.
So just kind of gently by the elbow. And says, our good friend Seth needs us to wait down at the bottom of the stair. Can I escort you?
Oh, yes, why not?
Okay. Walk her down the stairs. And
My breath weapon goes. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's not gonna make his breath weapon go off.
Okay.
Yet. ...
I'm just holding it.
You gotta do something with it now.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say
How it
gonna
feels to chew
say-
5 gum.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna suggest that she just kind of sit at the base of the steps and wait.
She just kind of, I'll, thank you. I'll stand. She kind of like, because she's beholden to Zeph, not you. So she just kind of waits there.
Hey, buddy, tell her to sit.
And then I'm just gonna walk up to the doctor and say, "Would you like to join me up here, sir?"
We're gonna close initiative order for now because you've got her locked down.
Meta. I'm just kidding.
In that case, Zeph is going to procure from his person a small strip of silk, and perform a not harmful, it doesn't hurt her anyway, but quite binding set of handcuffs, that he's performed many times before.
So you're proficient?
I would say I'm very proficient.
Go ahead and roll sleight of hand with advantage to see how well you tie that knot.
Oh, go with advantage.
I'm gonna, from your historic
17.
practice. Okay, it seems very good and secure as you kind of
From his
bind
many
her hands.
Viola wants to lean over to Mr. Hyde and just be like, "Is this how he gets women? Do you think this is how this works?"
Yes, so they can't run
I
away.
don't get women. Women get me.
I think she is going to perceive this as an aggressive action against her. So as you complete it, she kind of shakes out of this.
Okay.
What?
I was doing my best to be nice and gentle,
Yes.
but whatever.
Kind of, still being bound.
Yeah, that's fair.
She kind of like...
This is
Different
non-consensual.
strokes
I
binding.
for
jumped,
different
as I realized
folks,
that, as I
guys.
realized the spell ends, I've jumped backwards.
What? Let me go.
Now listen, just calm down.
You may want to search her for a spellcasting focus.
Or another club.
Are you?
No, I don't think she's gonna go anywhere. My
You are the
rapier.
closest to her, so you could do that yourself.
He's back against the wall. He's kind of gonna do a little search for a spellcasting
Where's
focus, like any necklace or a tiara or a ring or something.
Marion, sorry, go ahead. You were going to search her, roll investigation. And
That is a 20 unnatural.
Okay. As you begin to pat her down, your hands pass through an illusion.
Shit.
Oh, she
Fuck.
doesn't.
And as you begin to pat, you feel and you pat up, and there is something behind this illusion, but the body is not the same shape.
Ah.
Oof. Yikes.
And as you
Not
pat
mad.
up, you kind of go along.
Would I know this is the disguise self spell, given I cast it earlier in the show?
Yeah, you would. However,
it's not.
it doesn't seem normal because she was able to throw a number of other spells around,
So it could be an item.
and had interaction with other people and so on and so forth. With that investigation check, I'll give you that. It doesn't seem like a normal casting of the spell. She's done
And
a
I
number of
couldn't find
things
like
that
a
would
necklace
be-
or anything. Any
Are
jewelry.
you looking for a necklace?
That's what I was searching for a spellcasting focus.
As you reach around the neck, there is a necklace, an amulet of sorts.
Gonna remove that.
As you pull the necklace off, the visage of Madeline disappears. And there is a similar height, slightly leaner looking man with a short, almost buzz-cut blonde hair and piercing blue eyes. And he's just kind of staring at you all silently.
Oh, you're far prettier with this on. Do you want me to put it back?
Well, what do we have here? What is your name?
That is none of your business.
Are you kidding me? You
tried
murdered one of us, and now you're telling us that it's none of our business.
I will say nothing.
Then you'll die where you stand.
Can I cast Detect Thoughts?
You can go ahead and do that. I assume Tap's trying to intimidate.
Oh, yeah, do your thing first. Intimidate.
Both of you could do those things in tandem if you'd like to.
Okay.
Right. Intimidation. Surprisingly intimidating. I lied. That's a 2.
I can actually help with intimidation too. Being a stabby little guy.
So that's 7.
A 7? He kind of
Yeah.
glares back at you. I do not have to answer to you. He's just kind of keeping his mouth shut and taut.
Now, you may not have to answer to our Dragonborn friend, but I don't know if you remember the encounter that you just had with the doctor. But the doctor has his ways of getting people to talk.
My head's just gonna like
We have ways of making you.
just look straight at the guy.
Are you
and just
trying
smile.
a
the
second
child's
intimidation?
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
am.
Go ahead and roll a second intimidation check for me.
Okay, it's the other thing I'm really good at. I'm only really good at 2 things.
Two things.
Oh, well, I rolled a 3, but that's +9, so 12.
Woo.
Viva la
Wow.
resistance!
That was rude.
Oh.
Is this Les Mis? Okay.
Okay. Do you
alright.
hear the people sing? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I the
This is
save
an
for the detect thoughts
assassin.
is 13. Wisdom save.
A 13 wisdom save?
Yeah.
Let me roll that right now.
Oh, don't laugh.
Oh
He
no.
just fails.
Ha!
Oh,
I'm the one who
yeah.
laughed. Give me them brain thoughts. Alright.
Them juicy, juicy brain
Those
thoughts.
Yeah.
brain
All right,
thoughts.
so
Yeah,
what
I'm
information
curious.
am I obligated to provide?
So I initially learned the surface thoughts of the creature. Most on its mind at the moment. Probably he hates me, but I stabbed him. And then as
of
an
you.
action, I can either shift my attention to another creature, blah blah blah. If I probe deeper, they have to make the wisdom save, which he had failed. And then I get to learn its insight, emotional state, something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates. And if it succeeds, we don't have to worry about that. So it didn't.
Fucking bards,
Um,
man. You guys are the worst. I love it.
Let me
I did this to
see.
myself when I was like, a whole party of bards, please.
Whole party of bards.
As you look into his mind, his first primary emotion is outrage at having been caught. And there's some ego lacing that. As you delve deeper, it was his goal, correct?
Yeah, it says emotional state, something it worries over, loves, or hates. I think it says insight to any of its reasonings, if any emotional state, yeah, something that looms over its head. I mean, you can, if you want to call that his goal, then yeah.
He is worrying for the state of his nation.
One of those kind of people. Okay,
Perceives himself a patriot.
guys, he's a martyr or something.
He
I don't know,
seems to me to be an
could make
assassin
him a
of some
martyr.
sort. I bet he came here to win this battle so he could get close enough to the Empress.
Oh, and then he killed people because he obviously sucked,
That makes
and
sense.
he wasn't going to win.
Well, if
we
we
caught
keep
the
asking him
murderer.
questions,
I don't see the rest of this as our problem.
if we keep asking him questions for the next minute, we can try and figure out what else he might know. I will say, though, DM, the spell, if he wants to use an action, he can make an intelligence check, contested by my intelligence check, to try and end the spell early, if he wants
He's
to.
gonna go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Ask him if he has any co-conspirators.
He fails.
Oh, well, I gotta roll my intelligence check. It's like a roll for roll.
Oh, roll for roll? Okay, I got an 11.
Oh, wow. So
His modifier is insane, and I got an 11.
I got a 5. My modifier's
Oh.
not
He
insane,
does
so
break free, unfortunately.
that's a good.
We don't
feel
need to
that.
think so good.
Where's Marion? Is there anybody backstage right now?
As you kind of look around, like almost as you say that, Marion is at the other side of the stage. You're at the base of the stairs, and he looks over and is looking very confused. You also do not have much time left now, and he gives you the kind of.
We
"Who's
caught your
this?"
murderer.
This
And he
is
comes like-
Madeline.
That is
This
not-
was Madeline.
That's not
Now it's murderer.
What?
Yeah, this one.
Say hello,
dropped the
murderer.
club. Dropped. Oh, wonderful.
Where is Madeline though? This is.
That one.
It was a
The-
disguise.
You're certain.
Yes.
Very.
We saw her.
I've known
Change
Madeline
before
for
our eyes.
years.
Oh well, actual Madeline might probably be dead then.
Most
Or
likely.
just missing
Or somewhere
Oh,
else.
God.
Send,
Oh,
send
God.
I'm
someone
sorry,
search
that
for
was
her.
pessimistic.
Oh
I
God!
apologize.
Two
But
dead
probably
bodies.
correct.
The Empress is going to kill me.
Well,
Well, this
I
guy
mean,
was
this
going
is-
to kill you.
Or the
Me?
Empress. We don't know
Or
yet.
the Empress.
Or
Yes.
us.
Or all of us.
Look, he's bound. We have to go on. We're behind.
You want the show to continue.
Yes, the show has to continue. The Empress's command.
Okay,
Nothing.
You're insane.
Then fetch the constables and take this man away.
Glop,
You know,
please get the police. Get the police. The
And possibly more rope. We used string. I don't know how good that works.
I
for
used
containing.
silk.
We used fancy string. I don't know how well that works for holding people.
those aren't.
Silk is
do you
strong as
have
fuck.
rope on you? And he's being an
I'm a
idiot. There's like a
puppet,
coil of
sir.
rope.
Giles,
Like
rope.
there's you're
I
on the
have no-
stage. There's rope
Giles,
everywhere.
Giles, rope.
Ah yes. Runs over.
Where was this guy?
Here you go.
Thank you, Giles. Someone tie him up.
This
You
is.
didn't want to help?
You don't want to. You don't want to tie him up, like.
I'm
thought you were
I've never
gonna-
used
Isn't
bit
that
of
like
rope
your
before.
thing?
Yeah, I thought we were learning
I'll give
much
it a go.
about each other.
It's coarse. I don't want to.
I'm gonna quote you here, and you're gonna sound like a little like a tape recorder. Go like, I don't get women. Women get me. So I feel like that's your thing. You can tie up stuff, right?
Do I get advantage?
Go ahead and have advantage. Yeah. We've established that
Oh,
canonically. So
Thank
go for it.
Christ. That's an 18.
Okay.
Sorry, 19.
He is now bound like up around the torso. It's much more BDSM in nature. As you kind of. Sorry, buddy.
It's by the way, guys,
Very-
it's uncomfortably sexy. Everyone's feeling
Yeah.
a little bit.
Everyone's like.
It's like some real Safari, and we're all like,
yeah. This is
Ah.
some
I took
Ah.
it out of the way. You told me to do it.
There's like a weird like X formation on the chest.
Oh,
and, like, it's
okay.
like really
Pentagram.
strange. You're like, don't.
So is that? Is
The
that,
police
was
come.
that
They're like,
your,
what?
was that your third act? Was that gonna be
But also hot.
it?
This is the most.
So, we believe that that he was trying to get to the Empress. There may be other people who are trying to get close to her.
Oh God.
Aren't you concerned about that?
What do I do?
About
What
her
do
life?
I am, but this is for the people to make them happier. If they know that this is going on, it's a publicity nightmare.
Okay.
I don't know what.
Listen,
You've
We
also
won't
not
tell
a
if you won't.
performer, though.
That's true.
Mhm.
What?
And
does...
I can't do my final act. I wasted my breath weapon.
I
Kind of-
also
Oh,
used
that's
mine
a shame.
too.
Oh dear, that's a shame.
Oh,
for
you
guys.
kept yours, didn't
Did you actually use
Look,
You readied the
It's like a
action, but
verb.
it's not a spell. You didn't lose the
as
spell.
you speak, Glarp walks back in, and is followed by soldiers, like full-on soldiers, not just police or constabulary, but these are ornate guards with large,
the
long
brigade.
halberds. They're decked out with all kinds of regalia, and you get the feeling that this was some sort of royal guard stationed around the exterior of this space. And
Why
they come
weren't they
marching.
backstage? That's what
Yeah.
I want to know.
They
Why
were all
were we-
around the entire stage area.
I
vetted
just
everyone.
mostly meant after one of us died. That would have been nice.
That I didn't want to spread rumors. Again, the Empress specifically said.
Well, we did your job for you. Take him away.
We sure did.
Mm.
How does that make you feel?
Marion, or who,
Soldiers?
are you saying this to the guard? Who are you saying this to?
Yes, the heck yes, I'm saying it to the guard.
Mm,
That a bunch of bards did your job for you.
This is wonderful, and I very much appreciate.
One of them is also
Yeah.
a puppet.
Yeah, not even real.
That
What
sounds-
does
I
Okay.
mean,
I
we
don't get
we
paid
just
enough for
sing
this.
songs.
He just picks up the individual and begins carting him away. And then he kind of looks over his shoulder and glares at you all as you.
If you need us again, please just don't worry. Just give us a ring. We're happy to play a tune for you.
Please
And
don't.
catch
After
you
this,
catch all the other
should
criminals
we
in the
fight
city.
crime
We
together?
don't do birthday parties.
No, we're not fighting crime together.
no? I have a question, DM.
Yeah.
What does Mr. Hyde know about the political troubles between our nation and the nation that this person is clearly from?
Roll a history check for me.
France. He's from France.
I'm not good at strategics. I'm going to give myself some inspiration.
I can help history. I might know a little bit more.
I don't think that's going to help. Even if I roll a 6 on my inspiration, that's still going to be only 10. So.
Okay.
I'll-
With a 10, you know the basic history of Radstock. It's a fairly well-known power on the continent. A massive power, in fact, the largest, but only relatively recently so. As in the last 40 years, massive conquest across the eastern part of the continent, establishing the empire of a small city-state in power over many city-states, which has led to some conflict. Some individuals and some factions believe that the Empire does not have the right to rule where they rule. Beyond that, you're not sure what these factions are, where they come from, why they're so deathly opposed, anything like that. Just a basic, with that role, a basic understanding of the region.
Okay. Seems
Well, I
like a
don't know what-
business. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. It's just fine.
I was gonna say this doesn't seem like business I have any interest in being a part of.
We've already saved the Empress's life. What more does she want from us?
Probably a
Yeah,
third
like-
round.
Apparently, a
Yes,
third act.
Please, just go onto the stage. Just cover for me, please. I'm
All of
begging
us?
Did we
or-
all do a
well,
group
each
thing?
do your
That
performances.
sounds delightful.
Or
Do
I
we-
was thinking the opposite.
sure, whatever.
Well, I
I prepared myself.
If you want to do your performances, that would be to finish this event.
Mm,
I'm begging you.
alright.
I wonder what the audience will think. We've lost a performer each round.
Hmm.
It's an elimination trial. Literally.
They've got the
Well-
same flu or something. I'll lie. It's fine.
Mm.
Are you good at that? I don't know if you are.
It don't
Well,
seem like you are.
They did. The
Tell me a
gods
lie
did
right
it.
now.
Hey, excuse me. Nobody beyond here knew that 2 people have theoretically been murdered until we brought them out. So I'm pretty good at that, at least.
Microphone, please.
You want me to lie for you?
Yes, please.
Against perform.
Oh God, what am I going to lie about? I'm not.
Mm.
There was not somebody murdered behind the stage today. And he rolls a deception check.
I'm gonna roll.
That's not a d20, sorry. Ah, haha. That is an 18 plus. Straight charisma. 3, so that is a 21. You know
Very
he's lying
convincing.
because he was told to lie, but it was convincing.
It's very convincing. I'm almost believe myself that no one was killed tonight.
Yes, I'm quite good at lying.
But should we trust somebody who's that good at lying? I mean,
That's
let's
a good
be
point.
completely honest, right?
Mm.
Maybe we should fetch the constables.
You
Look-
were gone.
All right.
He did try to cover up a murder, didn't he?
You also
At the
left us here.
He's panicking again now. He's like, oh my God,
Soldiers!
am I going to go
You
to jail?
left
Am I
us
going to
gone.
go to jail?
You left us here.
Guards!
The Empress wants this. And
Oh,
as
don't cry.
you
Giles,
kind
more rope.
as you kind of are tormenting this poor man, the exit door that was on this side swings open and light kind of shines in from a side hallway, and a young woman, very young, probably about 16 years of age, wearing a crown that is about 6 inches tall, with a lion's mane pelt that runs back over and then has a trail that runs back down and around the corner, steps through with guards to the left and the right of her and behind her to the left and the right, just flanking her. You see more back behind her as she steps forward. What is happening?
Viola bows.
I bow and say, Your Majesty, who is your cape person? Because I must buy one of those.
Not the time.
So Viola and
Not the time? Okay,
Zeph
no problem.
bow, and she gives you both that regal sort of nod. Again, in her eyes and composure, it's well beyond her years. She looks the way she carries herself, it's like a 30 or 40-year-old, very much in kind of true. She looks like an empress despite her age. And she kind of gives you a nod. I have been told, Miriam, that we are running into complications behind the stage. Is this correct? And Miriam is just kind of, he's got a handkerchief now, and he's just, and he like goes down on one knee now, and is still like, there's sweat coming off of his forehead. He's, your Empress, your Grand Kazarine, I am so sorry. There was an assassin attempt, and these fine individuals have apprehended him. But per your request, I asked that they continue the show and not bring it to light, in a hopes that you would not be upset and we would not upset the population. The show must go on. And she's just kind of...
The show must go on.
My Highness, if I may, it wasn't an attempt, it was successful. The assassin killed one of your performers. We apprehended the assassin, and in turn, forgive me for being so forward, but prevented an attempt on your life.
The gods... Well, thank you. I am grateful. Let us begin there. And this is all, like, happening. You could see shuffling and shifting out. You can hear it through the curtain off to your right. The gods have brought this information to me. This individual, his name is...
Tom Nook.
Tom Nook. And he wants to take all of your bells. His name is Luca Albrecht. He is a known revolutionary. It is likely that his target was me. I am saddened, and you don't see it hit her face at all, that someone has lost their life. Many people lose their lives on account of me daily. You will receive a reward for stopping this individual, and you have my gratitude. I do not want what has happened today to reach the ears of the population. I would ask you
Understood.
to finish your performance. You have proven yourself incredibly skilled in every way. All of you deserve the title of Bard de Kazarine. But as that silly little person over there said, the show must go on. If you are so willing.
It would be my honor, Empress.
Gives you that nod. Same to Viola. Hide. Are we in agreement, or?
Certainly, Your Highness.
Of course.
Yes.
Good.
The show must go on.
Then I look forward to the final act. She turns. And somehow doesn't get caught up on the cape that literally, like, is making...
Magical.
Yeah,
probably
it's
magic.
really weird. Like, she
knew-
almost phases through it.
He has like
I need
6
that goddamn
unseen
cake so
servants just
bad.
all holding the trail.
It perfectly shifts out of her way very seamlessly. It's fantastic.
Is there a tag or a maker's mark anywhere on that I can see?
It's custom.
D&D Beyond.
All right, guys. Miriam kind of looks to you all. I am sorry. This is... Well, she's not pleased, and I'm certain that I will pay for that. This went about as well as it could have, given the circumstances. She's still sweating.
Minus the body.
Right, the dead person, sorry.
Zachariah.
Yes.
Well, let's go.
The show must go on.
Very good.
No, you're also supposed to be running the show. What's the order?
Yeah.
So, shall we do... shall we invert it and give Tap a chance to take a break and go last? Meaning we will start with... Not Madeline. Zeph. Viola. And then
I can do that.
the dynamic duo of Hyde and Metal. And then Tap.
Did it?
I got there. Oh my god,
Just
my
at
brain.
the end.
Yes.
It's like a whole arc. That was the whole story arc of getting my name.
It was me learning to say metal.
And now we've all happily
Alright.
learned how to say metal.
You guys threw me through a loop at the end there. All right.
Yeah.
Beautiful, wonderful, excellent. Starting off the order, you see Marianne walk out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your excellent patience. Sorry, that took a little bit longer than expected. Few complications behind the scenes. But, oh my god. Starting off our final round is the magnificent Zeph. And he steps to the side.
So I've had some, just to context, I've had some things placed on stage ready for this.
Right.
A
few technical specialists pull it out.
Yeah. So once more, the lights dim and a spotlight goes on stage as the curtains open. And in similar fashion to his first performance, the dancing lights behind him form a silhouette of Zeph as he steps forth onto the stage, and he goes, "For my final performance, I sing in honor of our Imperatrix, of the song that was written on her birthday." And with that, he places a single hand on the ground beneath him, and around him, these set pieces, which are it's a small marble carving of a baby and a small marble carving of a small child, and then finally a small marble carving of the teenager that she is today on either side. And he casts fairy fire, and this light blossoms out from beneath his feet, and all those statues glow blue, green, and purple. And he begins to sing in Elvish. Imnoyan vi claimo gum shrida heavy weiten ban Areven johag fastest fecht do hier gile sein Ich liane sayala sturushin guer an klioisa glohoiru Noyan vigare viniohog Machtien wasel ban. And the dancing lights from behind him then just go into the air, and they're the only lights that are remaining. As the fairy fire fades, the lights dim, and when the lights come back up, Zeph is gone.
Okay. Applause, cheering from the crowd at that beautiful spectacle. Go ahead.
Oh, and by the way, okay, so some D&D stuff. So you said the performance is around a minute long?
Yeah.
He's gonna use his glamour bard thing of enthralling performance on the judges.
Oh.
So I can choose four creatures that watched and listened to me perform for 1 minute. Each target must make a wisdom saving throw, and is charmed if it fails for 1 hour. Or until it takes damage, you attack it, or it sees you attack or damage its allies. There's nothing in here that says that if it fails, they know it happened.
All right. What is the DC on that one?
14.
Okay. I'm picking a good dice for this. 19 on the first one, straight.
Ooh.
19 on the second one, straight.
Ooh.
Wes, buy those dice.
This is, hey, you know those aerofoil dices that you can get at
Don't let them look at it. They'll take away the power.
Oh,
What are you
You're
doing?
toxic.
okay. The last
He absorbs
one
it through
is
visual contact.
5.
I'm getting weaker.
Last one's what?
The last one fails.
Got 1.
See?
Okay,
So-
and can I also inspire
Called
myself as well during that performance?
Yeah, absolutely. And you see, it went 19, 19, 5. Which is not
I think it's a
Weston's fault
theory.
in any way, shape, or form. It's RNG. I've had bad rolls all night. It's not Weston's fault. So you see, as you're kind of watching it all go down, Valendress seems particularly enthralled by this performance, and is kind of fixated and almost charmed by Zeph as the session ends. Up next, Viola.
20 to roll performance?
Oh yeah, go ahead and roll performance.
Important too.
With advantage or no?
Yeah, with advantage for that.
Okay, and with my Bardic Inspiration. Okay, I rolled an 18 and a 6, which is 24 plus 8 is 32.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
Okay.
Bringing it all out for the last performance.
So,
Last-
just so you know, I
Out
will
of spell completely.
tally up everybody's score before the very final end, is how that's going to work with their positioning. So, that's the math there. Okay, up next is Viola.
Okay.
32.
So she's going to walk to the center, and just nod her head and cast Minor Illusion, and the sound that appears is that of like wind and like a flute, kind of like a flute off in the distance kind of sound. And she can't do anything else because she used her spells, but she's gonna go ahead and sing. So this time she doesn't sing in a different language. So before I gaze you again, I'll need a time for tears. Before I gaze at you again, let hours turn to years. I have so much forgetting to do before I try to gaze again at you. And she's gonna continue that little song as like her final like bow, and she'll just like bow, and then the flute will continue for a little bit as she continues off.
And the
While
crowd-
she's singing,
Oh no.
Tap is going to harmonize a little bit with her
Oh.
and give her bardic inspiration.
Oh!
You can't beat them, join them.
Oh.
Okay, so go ahead and roll with that bardic inspiration as this just gentle
Aw.
musical accompaniment joins from the side of the stage.
Because
Straight-
Tap does not want to win this competition.
Straight
Oh,
roll or no?
That's valid.
Straight-
So advantage as well.
Okay. So that one's better, and then So, oh wait, bardic inspiration is 6, isn't it? I rolled the wrong.
D6. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I rolled the wrong one. 15
And D20
plus
added.
21.
21
Yeah.
plus
that's
your
it.
bardic inspiration.
Yeah, that was no, it was 21 was plus it.
Got it.
It didn't roll great.
I'm so happy I didn't follow that.
Yep.
I know, right? Jesus.
Why?
Speaking of,
So good.
So
Our dynamic
before
duo.
before we go up, I want to walk over with Dr. Middle over to Tap.
Mhm.
Tap, would you mind going before us?
That would be just fine. I'd be happy to go out there right now without anything prepared, and it would be. Let me just go embarrass myself. I'll be right back. Thank
I
you
don't-
very, very
I
much.
just want to have a moment alone with my friend, the doctor.
Wes, I'm sorry, man.
Well, I'm gonna yes. Feel free. Who cares? Walk out there. Hello, everyone. Just walks on stage. Hello,
Oh,
everybody.
man.
Thank you
Where's his
for
robot?
coming tonight. I suppose I will sing my last bit of song here. And he's going to pull out a torch, and he's going to say, "You're hot, then you're cold," and going to throw some ice cubes on the ground. And you're cold, you're yes, and you're no, you're in and you're out, you're up and I don't care. You can walk up.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay. So I'm not gonna like give you disadvantage from that because a part of it, like the sass and the like, this is some bullshit, kind of articulated through your performance.
I felt it.
Yeah.
I
So
felt it.
Yeah.
go ahead
Oh,
and roll a normal performance roll, because fuck yeah.
All right. 17. So 9 plus 8, 17.
Okay. Okay.
Beautiful.
All right. And he gave like Dr. Heckle? What? Dr. Jekyll?
Metal.
No,
Dr.
Mr.
Ruined.
Metal.
No.
Mr.
Hyde.
Hyde. Mr. Hyde, like 30 seconds extra time.
All right.
Like no extra time to prepare.
Tab just walks out and goes,
You're gonna do just great, and he is gonna give her bardic inspiration as well. Don't even worry about it. You're good. You and this little freaky little dude, you're gonna do fantastic. You really, really are. I believe in you.
Freaky little dude.
Freaky little dude. So while Tap is finishing his
Horrifying.
beautiful performance, I'm going to kind of skulk off into the corner with the doctor. And the doctor can see this. I drop the half orc. And I am kind of like a pasty, gray skinned, slight woman, changeling woman.
Oh shit.
And I turn to the doctor and I say, Mitzi, do you think we might be able to pull this one out? Do you think we might win?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like everyone's still on edge from the fight, but Pog, I think we can do this.
If we could win, if we could do this, then maybe they'd stop looking for you. Maybe we could be safe.
I think so. We could take that money and go somewhere where no one can find me, and I'll be safe. And we can just stick to smaller ends. This bigger stuff makes me stressed out. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but if we got to do what it takes, so we can make this work.
We can make this work, okay. Okay, and I'm going to give you a big hug. And I'm going to give you your inspiration.
And I will give you an inspiration right back.
And I'm going to become Mr. Hyde again.
And I will ragdoll.
And so, just limp in my arms.
Yep.
And then when it's our turn,
You're up.
let us know.
Marion just says, "That was fascinating, Tap. Thank you. He had a rough evening, everybody. All right. You're up, guys." And he just he's just
So,
giving up at this point.
Again, I walk out on stage with my arm, and I've got Mitzi limp in my arm. And I very gingerly, very carefully, very lovingly lay him out onto the stage. And he's just puppet on the ground. And then I walk back, 20, 30 paces to the other side of the stage. And I say, and now, dear audience, I have but one more feat to share with you. And that is the power of the mind. I will bring life into our dear friend, Dr. Metal. But it takes concentration. And I must commune with the powers of the beyond. And then I just reach my hand out. And I start wiggling my fingers and I wince. And you see,
Then Dr. Metal will start to kind of like shake and sputter on the ground. You'll hear like then I'll shoot up and go like, whoa! Wait, your arm's over there. Moving. Is this what it's like to be alive? And I'll jump up and be like, huh, man, I feel like I'm a lot shorter when I'm not on somebody's arm, but all right, this is interesting. Have you guys been enjoying the show? Has this been something that everyone's been liking? I've been a puppet for like the past couple of hours, so I haven't had any type of sentient until now. So if any response would be good, I'd appreciate it. Sounds good. All right. So
Holy shit!
I thank you, sir.
It's a monster.
Go ahead and roll deception for me, you two, because I'm going to count that as an attempt to...
Deception.
So each of you can roll independently.
Oof.
18 plus 9, 27.
Okay.
That's 8 plus 4, or no, 4 plus 8, doing the numbers backwards. Still makes the same number, 12. Yeah, I'll go with 12. That's fine.
Give me a moment.
You also have inspiration.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay, great. Excellent. I will use that information. A lot of folks buy it. A few of the savvier audience are like, wait a minute. That means he was just the whole, And they're like, there's a little bit of piecing it together there. Just you know, Hyde really bought into it. The sell isn't quite as strong from our boy Metal. But with that, go ahead and roll your performances as well.
We're not done yet.
Oh, okay, sorry.
One of our two-part. So with that, I'll say, well, you know, being on someone's arm for the longest time gives you a lot of pent-up anger and frustration, and sometimes you just want to find a way to exert that. If you will, and then we'll have a stagehand bring in a board that has a big giant circle
Vanna
and
White
target
walks
on
in.
it. And I'll say, Mr. Hyde, if you will, I'm feeling a bit antsy. And then
You're
Mr.
sure,
Hyde
Doctor.
gonna stand in front of the board, and I'm going to, from my hand, shoot out my dagger that I have. And I'll say, has anyone thrown a dagger before? They're very accurate if you know where to throw. And I'll throw my hand as I'm talking, but I'm gonna shoot it back into my arm and pretend like I throw it. And Mr. Hyde,
I will be using minor illusion cantrip to make it look like a dagger flies through the air, and then our Tinker's mechanical board, made with technology not dissimilar from our friend here, has mechanical daggers that stick out from the board right by my head.
All right, I need
There's
another
another
deception.
one.
I need another deception check. I'm gonna have it just from Hyde this time.
oh,
Ugh.
I
8 plus 9, 17.
17. Okay, got it.
You guys are real dumb if this doesn't line up.
Inspiration if you want to use it.
You do have bardic.
oh, you have expiration? Oh, yeah.
You both
I
do.
have 2.
We
Can I
fight
have?
each other.
Can you stack bardic inspiration?
You
Can
cannot
I have
stack
2?
bardic inspiration.
I think it's for different roles, so I would say
Oh,
use his for that one if you haven't used it from something else.
Okay, I'll go ahead and add my inspiration to that.
Boom. Beautiful.
Okay, so 19.
19. Okay.
Okay.
2 19s. That makes my job easier. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
So this continues for a while,
Mhm.
throwing daggers at me, very close to important parts of my body. And then, once that has completed, we say, now, dear audience, we leave you with this. When you go home tonight, don't remember the jokes. Don't remember the songs. Remember this question. And then I'm going to use one more minor illusion cantrip. And because Mitzi is so small, I'm going to make Mitzi look like Mr. Hyde. And I'm going to use my changeling ability. And I'm going to look like Mitzi. And I'm going to say, who is the puppet and who is the man? And then we're going to bow.
Very
And then we're
avant-garde.
going to walk off the stage.
Okay, go ahead and roll your performance checks with me. With the deceptions, it came to a 19, so I will let you have advantage still.
Ooh, that's really good. And I didn't use my inspiration. Let me use that now.
From Swizzleberry, that puppet is going to kill Hyde.
That's
Ooh, okay, so without inspiration, 22.
22. Okay.
With inspiration, it's 28. I rolled a 6.
28.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, with
Not as good
inspiration.
as 30s though.
With inspiration, 26. Oh no, sorry, without inspiration, 26. With
Holy
inspiration, I rolled a 6, so 32.
Okay. So again, averaging your scores. One moment here, just to equal the playing field for everyone else. That's very high. That's a 30. I could have done that without a calculator. Wow, I'm an idiot.
You're doing great, buddy.
All right. With that, the curtains swing closed, and Miriam shuffles in. Wonderful, excellent job, all of you. The judges are going to deliberate, tally up all your scores, and then you'll all come stand out here, and the Empress will present whomever is the winner with the sash and the title. All right? We're nearly there, but just a moment while the judges do the tallying. So please feel free to roleplay among yourselves while Josh does math.
Murmur.
That was quite the performance. How do you get him to move on his own?
That
He just does it.
you didn't figure it out yet. That he's
Trade secret, bud. Guess I can't tell you.
not a puppet.
Quite.
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
I did very
think
much
you should
enjoy
be
your
right.
dragon, though.
I enjoyed my dragon greatly as well.
You should do birthday
Wait, like-
parties.
In a bardic way.
Yeah,
How
yes.
do you get your mind out of the
Yes.
You saw me kill it.
We
Oh,
also saw
that's
you
true.
tie someone up very.
That is
That
also
makes you
true.
feel, by the way.
You know,
It's-
from the bottom of my heart, I really, really hope that that all of you, that one of you wins. I truly, truly do.
Oh no, Tap, my money's certainly on you.
Oh, I sure hope not,
I think it's going to be our duo.
because that woman scares me.
That's true. It does
And-
kind of.
I do not want to be within 10 feet of her ever again.
Whoever wins, can you just promise me one thing? Can you find out where that cloak is from and let me know?
Oh,
You might win.
If
Yes,
I win
most-
that, I'll ask her myself, but if I
You-
don't...
all of you did so wonderfully.
Let's see.
It's very
Well.
inspiring.
I did not. I won't lie. I did not, Zeph, expect the song after the first two. That was impressive.
Zeph did sing in both of them, but he didn't sing.
The Elven song. The Elven song, specifically.
Thank you. I don't speak Dwarvish or Elvish myself, but I know those songs in particular.
Yes.
Basically, she didn't think that you could do it. Let's be completely honest. She
No.
She did kind of call you out.
absolutely
Not what
did
I
not
meant.
have.
Not at all what I meant.
Oh, come on, Viola. Let's be honest here.
Trust me, as a whore, I hear veiled insults all the time. I've learned to ignore them.
That wasn't. Okay.
Holy hell, was this
Hard
close?
for me to be genuine.
All right.
Drum roll, please.
Miriam
Tap,
walks
you
up.
could do that. I hope.
bum 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 bum.
Can you imagine just everybody cast Minor Illusion? It's
Bum,
just a
bum,
bunch
bum,
of
bum,
drum
bum,
rolls.
bum, bum.
Different rhythms just all over the place.
different kinds of drums.
It's like a Rush drum solo.
The chat wants to vote.
You chat. Feel free to vote, chat, on who you feel like won. I've done some numerics through this whole thing, so I do have a canonical answer to this, just based on performance rolls, because that's the only equitable way to do this. As you are all brought back onto stage, the curtains pull apart and the lights shine down on you. The room falls hush, and the Empress steps out from the side again. This young woman with incredible prowess steps forward. The train's so long that it doesn't even, like, as she makes center stage, it still disappears off stage. And she turns to you all.
Zeph's eyes are following it the entire way.
Tap takes a step back a little bit further away from her.
She takes a step first towards Tap. She says, I'm afraid you didn't win. But, and she kind of leans in a little bit and whispers, I appreciate individuals who can stand up for themselves, so if you ever want a job, feel free to reach out to the agency. She steps back. Next.
Thank you, Your Highness. Please don't make me roll a deception check.
Yeah, I'm not going to. But I like how you could see the thought going through my mind. I was like, should I do it? Is he? I would.
Tap for like, I'm gonna pass out right now.
Never again. With this one, she steps up to Viola next. Says, unfortunately, you weren't the winner. And again, this is all hushed. This isn't for the others. And to everyone watching, it seems like she's just kind of making her way from person to person discussing. I very much appreciated your performance. You have incredible grace and poise, something that I myself find to be quite useful.
Thank you.
Gives you a nod. She steps on to Dr. Metal and Hyde. Says, your act is unique, and I am curious about your puppet friend. And she kind of glances at Dr. Metal.
Give her a wink.
She gives you a wink back.
I don't blush, but I would.
She says, very well done. Very clever. She takes a step back. She walks up to Zeph. You have a presence to you, which is quite unique. But your storytelling is unlike anything else I have ever seen. Thank you for sharing that with us.
You honor me, Your Majesty.
She steps back. She turns to the audience and kind of a big flourish, the cape kind of cape robe thing. Says, audience, it has come time. Oh, I've lost her accent. One moment. Audience, it has come time to grant upon one of these great and wonderful contestants the title of Bard der Kaiserin. Whoever so is presented with this stash will become my own bard, a member of my royal court. The judges have deliberated tirelessly, and we have come to a final conclusion. And she turns back to the party. She says, it's kind of a pause. Zephaniah, Anaris, step forward and claim your prize.
Zeph is acting much cooler than Bertie is. He steps forward and he takes the sash, which is really what he was in it for.
Check the brand. Check it.
It says Hallmark.
Canon! There's now a Hallmark in this world.
Hallmark sashes.
Yes. Best of the best. You have done well.
And he bows.
She bows. She turns to the side, stepping next to you and presenting you to the crowd. There is uproar, cheers, and applause. And everyone stands up, and everyone throws roses at all of you, and it was wonderful, and you did fantastically. And so, the curtain falls on our D&D session this evening, with a new Grand Bard of the Empire chosen, and some adventures had. I'm really curious now to turn my eyes to chat to see who they voted for the most. There's no real polling in here, but I am very curious. What we've got.
Bertie,
a lot
this
of...
is yours. You want
Oh!
Thank you.
I can't give it to you in real life, but you want to.
Oh my god. Okay. I see a lot of tap for chat.
Yeah.
From
Yeah,
chat.
I'm on their side. Tap.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Honestly.
Hide and metal.
Sash.
Oh, there's the sash.
Got Perfect there.
Okay,
Perfect.
hide and metal. Yeah.
Hide and metal. Hide and metal
Hide
seems
and Metal
to be
did it.
the
Yeah.
prevailing
Seemed
one.
to be the popular for sure.
Well,
I feel like if I hadn't used my glamour bard ability, I would not have won that.
That was a good one.
That was a good
so
choice.
can
That
I
was a good
can I
choice.
give you a little insight? The final 1 point difference. 1 point difference. I'm
Wow.
not gonna tell you who. 1 point difference. So
Wait, you didn't do them in order? Who was the second? I'm so curious.
I'm not
Very
telling you.
curious,
I'm
no.
not gonna tell any of you. It was
That's
very
so
close
cool.
across the
That's
board.
my secret. XOXO DM.
DM. XO.
Thank you all so much. Thank you, chat, for joining us and staying through this session. It went quicker. It's good. We ended 3.5 hours. Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody who was here. Again, a quick social media shout out for everybody. Do we want to start with Parker? Parker, go ahead.
Oh, hi. I'm Parker Bliss on all forms of social media. My biggest one is TikTok.
Hell yeah. Birdie?
I'm Bertie the Bard on all social media, but predominantly TikTok, where you can watch me do D&D sketches, cosplay, and singing.
Hell yeah. All right. Shando.
Hi, I'm the D&D mom. I mostly talk about how to play D&D, and I do that on every single social media platform except for Facebook, because I don't like Facebook.
And abusing players' handbooks.
You know what? I stopped doing that.
That's
No,
yours
I-
forever,
I-
Shando.
Mailed that player's handbook to my friend who lives in Australia
Oh,
because he
Jeez.
won a contest that I put together, and it should be there soon. I had to go through customs, but he is going to continue abusing the player's handbook in my name.
It's become a piece of D&D history at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
It
Weston?
belongs in a museum. My name's Weston. I'm Arcane Anthems everywhere. If you want free RPG music that you can use in your own Twitch streams or in your private campaigns, head to my Patreon. You can download all those songs for free, and I would love your support.
It's incredible. I'm a Patreon supporter.
Oh, I
Me
love
too.
you guys so much. Thanks. Yeah, it's a ton of fun putting them together. And then if you want to just watch silly D&D covers, head to my TikTok and hang out with me and tell me which covers to do next. So
All right. And last but not least, Dinkles.
Dinkles. On TikTok is Dinkles. On Twitter is Matt Dinkins. I do D&D raps and songs. My main thing is doing raps that tell you how to play whatever specific class. Even though I don't play monks, that's a pretty good one. But if you have any cool ideas for classes or songs, or even have a medley that you think might be neat, let me know, and I'll maybe do something. I don't know.
Also, Matthew Mercer.
Yep.
Call Matt.
Yep.
Every diddly
Yeah,
dang day.
Level
Yep.
20
Yep.
Bard.
We got to play with a level 20 bard, everybody.
Level 20
level
bard,
20
right?
bard.
Yeah.
Woo! All right,
I'm gonna
guys.
get that tattooed.
You should, please, if you do, can we
No,
move
not
it
at
up?
all. He would never talk to me if I did.
Confirmed. 10 out of 10. Matt's getting a set. No, I'm kidding. All right.
Oh, no.
On that bombshell, thank you all. Thank you. You guys were amazing. This was so good because of you
This
guys.
was fun.
It was so fun.
nailed it.
Super fun.
Bye,
Such a blast.
chat. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Matt.